Hello, everybody,
Hey
and
guys.
welcome to another episode of Konsui Fighter Live. Today, we're talking about our March updates, and we're doing a bit of a mono build.
A bit. Oh.
Yeah.
I just realized we have proprietary information.
Yeah, well, we're going to put it up on screen,
True.
so it's
Secrets,
fine.
don't look.
Yeah. So, we are your Searching Studios team. Today we got Logan Jensen, our PR and community manager, Ellen Adams, who's helped with some of our tutorial scripting and a couple other bits in the game, Sean Cornett, one of our main developers and engine developers, and I'm Shane Helms, the director. So if you're new to Konsui Fighter Live, this is kind of our... Well, sorry. Logan, lead us the way.
No, you're good. You're doing well.
We
Hate to give
usually
you the
like
bad news.
I'm on vacation mode. So.
You're on vacation.
You streamed this morning, so.
Yeah, I talked to Nuth this morning.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're new to Konsui Fighter Live, this is our regular monthly kind of update / progress report stream where we kind of talk about recent development on Konsui Fighter. And on the second half of the stream, we usually do some kind of a fun activity that Logan has planned for us, which today is model kits of some variety. We normally do like Gundams, but you've got like a Lego kit you're building today. I've got this Sega Saturn model.
It's technically not Gundam, but it's Gundam adjacent.
Yeah.
And then I'm still doing
Gundams, which I was tempted to continue mine, but I think I'm gonna save that for the Gundam stream so I can get a breather.
Also,
yeah,
I think we showed him off during our Christmas thing, but yeah, he got a Saturn. Logan got a PlayStation, and I also got a PlayStation for myself. So those are coming down the pipe.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the pep.
So, to start off in the first half of the stream, we're going to talk about our progress updates. So, right now, this past month is the 2022.2 build cycle. And the theme, I would say, of this month was planning. So, we did a lot of planning discussions, planning meetings, note-taking, things like that around a couple key topics. The first of which, I guess, was our AI game plan. So we're kind of planning the last cycle of AI development, looking at where we have gaps in the AI performance, ways we can optimize it to get, more interaction with the AI characters.
Avoiding things like just standing there or repeating moves too much.
Right. Like so I'll share some of our planning. Doing, I don't know, we've talked a lot about his design. I'm pretty happy with the direction that we're going.
He's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so he since the beginning we've planned for him to be a stance-based character where he can kind of have one of two stances and one of two positions, like closer to the ground, more in the air, and kind of a more aggro exposed stance and more of a condensed and defensive stance. And he has certain things he can do in those. So we're simplifying that a little bit to kind of combine both the vertical offset and the stance. So basically when he's in his closer to the ground, he's more in kind of a normal stance where he has a higher aggression damage ratio. When he's in the air, he also goes into his condensed form, which is a little more defensive, less damage. But one of the other lines of, I guess, or angles for con that we're doing is kind of this concept of leeching from the opponent and turning that against them. So he has the ability to sap either health or charge from the opponent, and some of his moveset costs him health or charge to execute. So based on the stance you're in, you can leech one of those and you can leverage the other while in that mode for your attacks. So it kind of encourages some stance changing for good strategy. And it'll be interesting. As a result, we're actually going to give him like an alt super when he's airborne versus when he's on the ground, which is the one that we've designed for him originally. And basically the attacks he has that leverage that have kind of a 3-level progression. So you can use a basic version of it as a special attack that uses a small amount of that resource. Enhanced special version, which uses more, does more. And if you're in the appropriate stance for it, the super, which uses most of it. If it's charge, it's your full meter. If it's health, it's a fair chunk of his health you're expending to do that. But it's a pretty aggressive super. So it'll be interesting. It'll be pretty interesting to see. We've kind of planned all that out, and we're planning in this next cycle, which we'll talk about a little bit more here, to do some gray box prototyping for him. But on the topic of planning, we also talked about some of our game plans for, our social and marketing strategy, just as we kind of get closer to launch. So Logan's going to be working on that. And we kind of mapped out some of the ideas we have around like featurettes we can do. I guess people we want to share the game with. If you guys have anyone you would like us to shoot a copy of the game to at some point to check out on their channel so they can play around with it.
Yeah.
Feel free to ping us.
Yeah, any streamer or anyone who is, a really big fan of fighting games, please hit us up on either Twitter or you can in the About Me area of Twitch, Twitch, you can see our email and just shoot me an email.
Or if you're watching this after the fact, just drop us a comment on the video.
Yep.
So we're kind of going to be assembling that. We'll have some periodic meetings to kind of review that and work on that. But our goal is to try to, get a little more community engagement going as people start checking out the app a little bit more. Hopefully, as we start expanding our audience base a little bit with some of the other platforms like Steam and the Steam Deck and things like that, we'll have more people kind of offering their feedback about the game as well. So, and then Ellen, you got most of the script for Isamu together for his training module this time. So we're kind of going full steam ahead on those. We got Hitan and Kenta coming up this month. So the training work continues. It's coming together really well. Yep. We've got the first 4 core mechanics modules out there in the 2022.1 build, which is live on the Play Store right now. So be sure to check that out. And so on the topic of planning, we'll kind of semi-segue into like what's next for this month. So we're now in our .3 release of 2022. There's too many twos in that. It keeps throwing me off. So like we talked about, we're going to be doing con across 3 months, I think is the game plan now that we've had a time to kind of plan out. So this month is going to be Gray Box. Gray Box is basically where I draw some really crappy stick figures and rough references, much like what I provided Jas for story references or other move references, and we physically load that into the engine in a rough cut form.
Wire it up, whatever we need to do.
Wire it up and play test it to just make sure that we're cool with the approach. So we're trying to pin down some specifics here. How should the moves flow? Are we digging this attack being structured that way? For Khan, we're still kind of a little fuzzy on exactly how we want to pin down like his knockdowns because he's constantly floating. So how do you handle that? We have a couple different approaches. We're gonna try and see what feels like a good fit. Kind of rough range on like his health pool because he will have a higher pool
Or those
of
sapping
health.
abilities, how much
Yeah.
do they sap?
Yeah, rates and things like
Yeah.
that. So we're just getting kind of the baseline together. Once we land on the approach this month, then we'll be putting together the references for any additional content we need Jas to help put together, and we enter white box next month. So that's where we start incorporating the content that we already have completed in stub in the prototype content where we don't have it yet. We actually start building out the code side more in line with how it will be structured. So another interesting thing about Khan is his character is kind of comprised of several little pieces that each kind of have their own state. So like, for example, when Khan is doing an attack, maybe like a strong punch where the arms in front of him are lunging and punching forward, his body may still just be doing its neutral spin, and the rear legs may just be doing their idle like animation wiggling around. So we're breaking him down into sub components like that. And so that work will be part of White Box to actually build him out in the way that he'll be. And then we'll finally go to the final production build the month after that, getting the last content incorporated, doing any final polishing, balancing, those kind of things. So yeah, somebody here.
Yeah.
We might have a unexpected guest appearance. So yeah, so that's Khan. We're also going to be working on some of the AI updates that we've been planning, and you've been working a lot on the playback tool.
Yep.
I think we'll probably show that next stream, but do you want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing with that?
Sure, yeah. We showed off a bit of it before, maybe a year or two.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
But yeah, we're trying to rejigger a lot of it to our current setup. There's been some changes here and there, just old code that I need to clean up. So a lot of it's.
But the main feature, right,
Yeah.
is the playback.
Yeah.
So
we'll
how
be
does
able
that work? I
Yeah,
guess to
yeah.
people that don't know how our AI is structured, I guess.
So
yeah.
our AI like internally does some things that are kind of reacting to current stuff going on in the match, like certain types of blocking and whatnot. And then there's a lot of simulations being done to try to attempt different moves, and then it scores the results and gives those back as like a set of options.
Mm-hmm.
So the recording essentially records all those simulations to a point where we can actually play them back one by one to see, well, why didn't it pick this? Did it not even connect or do
Right.
something weird? And so we can kind of see those actions actually play out. Because we have a part of the tool too is that it will show you the result scores, but that doesn't always give you the whole picture.
Right. Like,
So.
why did it rate the damage or vulnerability for this move as like nothing? Or
Yeah.
why did this forecasting iteration take like
Twice
10
as long.
10 times
Yeah.
more than the rest of them, right?
Yep.
So it's a tuning tool for us for balancing and for performance. And it's pretty important, I think, to just that is what's driving the core behavior selection for the AI. So that'll be our key tool for all that.
Yep.
So yeah.
And a lot of the tuning will essentially, once we get some of the bits like underlying code that we want to clean up, a lot of it will be just be tuning these individual values
Yep.
to make sure we get consistent results that we like.
Yep.
And then you got to tune them for difficulty.
Yeah.
So.
So let's see what else in this month. We've got the next story chapter will be put together. And I don't know that there's too many other gameplay features. I think that's probably the highlights for this month.
May not sound like much, but
Yeah,
there's
well,
a
yeah.
lot going into
yeah, I mean that's the thing. There's a lot behind that. So, I think the point is we're trying to do these more monthly iterations of focusing on a few key areas to get through our remaining feature set.
Yeah.
And seems
Like,
to be
A
working
lot of the
pretty
major work is there, or at least a
Mhm.
good first version. Things like, the AI tuning, Khan himself will be kind of the bigger chunks.
and
then-
remaining content
Yeah.
for like story mode and
But even like tutorial will be fairly
tutorials.
straightforward from here. So
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
should be pretty good. just basically down to the characters on that.
Yep.
I know you're still getting pretty close on all the music and
Yep.
story bits.
Yeah,
so.
I forget the last count, but I'm down to like 10 or so tracks out of the like 60 some we have in the game.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of doing them along with their need for the story mode right now, and then like a chunk of things toward the end that are not specifically part of the story progression. So that's progressing pretty well. That'll be kind of periodic.
Yep.
As we go. Oh yeah.
And just
That-
as a
I do know what you're doing.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you
Just-
don't.
just as a reiteration,
Mm-hmm.
out of the 60 some songs
Mm-hmm.
in the game,
Yeah. There's a lot of music.
written and
Yeah.
made by one dude.
It's a lot of work, but I do really enjoy it. Like, and you know,
And they're good.
I mean, sure, Logan, sure, you say that
Slightly
now.
biased.
This is marketing. No, but
Very obvious PR move.
I did push him, and I think we're gonna eventually have some of that out for streaming or.
Oh no,
live, right?
we'll have it available. So this is something we haven't talked about with the websites yet. This is like Logan has no idea. But well, we've talked about it before.
Roughly.
But like I think we will have a storefront for certain things. So a digital version of the soundtrack is one thing we'll probably sell direct. But I kind of want to make some Circean Studios merch.
I would love to like make like a limited run of records of it. Or
Yeah,
That would be
I looked
awesome.
into that.
Or
I've looked into
cassette
that.
tape.
Yeah.
A track.
But even just like some
Well, no, actually,
studio
there's a
apparel.
lot of indie studios
Yes.
that are doing their music as cassettes.
Cassettes,
I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
and cassettes are booming a lot right now too, just as much as vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl's
Yeah.
really taken off.
Mhm.
The fact that
I've
like
heard that like CDs are coming back.
sure.
To a degree too, yeah. I mean, all the physical media is kind of making like a resurgence
Mhm.
now, but yeah, vinyl's just gotten insane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
skyrocketed.
yeah,
Like you
don't
can
want to go on a
Target.
vinyl tangent, but
We can do it later.
Yeah.
We'll do that when we're
we'll
done.
talk about that later. But anyway, yeah, and just like some studio merch and stuff. I think that's part
Yeah.
of what we'll do. Like,
Maybe we can have
Love-
like wallpapers or something.
Wallpapers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
like
not?
desktop wallpapers.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
okay.
if we're gonna sell like
Right.
actual-
I'm like, what? Who the
Yeah.
hell buys wallpaper?
but
We're gonna make a twin size bed sheet set.
yeah. For somebody's race car bed.
I guess. Oh man, I don't know how Jas would feel about this. And I'm probably gonna get a message from him, like he's watching this right now. Right now, Jas, I see you out there.
Uh-huh.
And he's watching this, and he's like, "Oh God!" And then I'm gonna see a message pop up,
What have you done?
and he's gonna be like, "No," and I'm gonna know exactly what.
I
he-
am not
But
making
we
beds.
should do like the body pillows.
Yes.
Like full body pillows
We
of
could
like
have
the
full-
characters and
Kenta.
stuff. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
There's companies that'll make those.
Yeah,
Dude.
that'd be pretty cool, actually. But be like, oh God. Anyway,
Merch ideas.
but yes,
Yes.
Logan, you are correct. I forgot something in recent updates we
Yep.
accomplished this last month. So do you want to share
Right.
that?
Well, no. The point is, I'm gonna ask you this,
Mhm.
and you're supposed to say no. Okay. The answer is no.
You're spoiling it.
Say. So, do you guys know what's in this folder?
No, I have no
No.
idea.
No.
What's in there?
Well, I'll tell you.
If only you would share things with us.
I will say that
You
it
could, just to be clear, he could have just sat on this and
Uh-huh,
not
uh-huh.
actually brought it up until then.
but
Although I
I
would
do
have
want
known
to
what
tell
it
you
was.
that
It's somebody's college.
I do want to
transcript.
tell you that the office that this came from is an equal opportunity employer.
Yep.
They
Good to
put that on the envelope.
They're
Yeah.
kind of required to by law.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I am happy to say that Circean Studios is officially the mark of Circean Studios is officially trademarked
Trademarked.
from
Yeah.
the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Whoa.
So we even have this little gold
Ooh.
sticker,
Yep.
Seal of approval.
and so
Yeah, you guys better frame that.
so we are
For those that don't know, those are not cheap, and it takes a long time.
Yeah, and they're not quick.
So,
That's what I've learned.
and you have to like do things independently. So like, there's the name, and then there's like the actual
The
letters that
image
make
of
up
the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes, so we've now got 2 of our 4 trademark applications done,
Yep.
right?
So
One we have to refile,
Yeah.
which we'll be doing relatively soon,
Don't step on it.
possibly in the next few weeks.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And the other one just hasn't come under review yet. So yeah,
It takes a while.
What the hell?
yeah, it takes a bit, but
Well, and even the first
What
one,
hasn't
like,
come under
we
review?
couldn't change that
the
one.
so we've got
Such
the
a mess.
game term, right, and
We
the
have-
studio.
We have Konsui Fighter, the name,
Yes,
done. We have that.
yes,
We have Circean Studios, the mark.
Yeah.
So
we don't
we're
have
still
Cersei
waiting in
Studios,
Studios, the name.
Yeah.
And then we are working on Konsui Fighter, the logo, or
But-
the mark.
they haven't responded with anything on the logo yet. Right?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Remember, I sent it to you.
Okay.
It was the we need to describe the
Oh,
logo
that's
more.
right. That's right. Yeah,
You
we
have
need to follow up.
describe it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So,
Oh my
yeah,
God, like a detailed
yeah,
description
yes,
of what
because-
this looks like.
Because
What is this
technically,
blob?
if it comes under challenge, you need kind of like a detailed description of it for people to legally determine if that constitutes a
Infringes.
match, right? Like if
Okay.
someone tries to like use your mark, but it's a little
Tiny
different,
different.
but like it kind of matches the description, and it's clearly trying to
Yeah.
impersonate
Circean
it.
Studios, the mark is very easy.
Yes,
Because
Oh.
it's these two words
like-
that are offset
Yeah.
in this like
with
font
the
style.
with the U just below this.
yeah.
Konsui Fighter is a half. It is a half saw blade, half maze, splash coming off the sides
with brush strokes,
with brush strokes,
accents, and
and-
all this.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of
And tentacly
terms and
bits
stuff.
and-
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Do you
got
have
like this
to- Do
list.
you have to mention that like the K is...
No, but I think it's something like the words "Konsui Fighter" in a stylized text across the center.
Do you have
It's
to
something
mention
like
like
that.
what the colors are?
No, because
Okay.
Mark is actually black and white.
the mark is independent of styling.
Mm.
It's the structure of the mark. So for example, in our case, the matte gray version or the like metallic version, we don't have to like trademark the styles of it as long as it is those words in that font in that arrangement.
Oh, okay.
Like so when you're marking it, yeah, you actually submit it in hard black and white
Okay.
to show the structure.
Okay.
So yeah, we could like alter color or anything like that, and it wouldn't really make a big difference.
It
But
is funny too, though. Like you have to show it in marketplaces and stuff. So we had to
Yes.
get pictures of the Google store. And we
yeah.
had to put dates, and they didn't like
When
the
we-
dates.
Oh
we had
my
to reapply.
Well,
the
they
dates.
yeah that
This
yeah.
is far more involved than I...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to like
It's
so when
complicated.
you submit a trademark, you have to submit evidence of the mark being used in
Mhm.
commerce.
Oh.
And so you have to show like, yeah, we have it being used for that purpose. Like we're trying to trademark it for sale of digital apps and games. So we need to show its use in that. And so they look for specific things when you submit those evidential screenshots or scans or whatever. They need to see like the date it was captured, the URL it was captured at, if it's like a web-based resource, all this stuff. And there were times where Logan like did stamp it, but like it wasn't bright red or something, so they didn't see it. And then
Right.
we had to like go recapture it and resubmit it with a different time and make it
Right.
bigger and redlier
Oh my goodness.
so that they would see that it was there
Oh my
and
goodness.
all this
Yep.
stuff. So yeah, it's a process,
And,
but
and then there's the non-refundable cost. Of
well, to file.
yeah,
yeah.
to file.
So to do these like revisions...
That doesn't typically cost
Some of the
refiling.
Typically...
Well,
Well,
There-
there's a
Yeah.
couple things. So, one is whenever there is a rejection like that and it needs redone,
Yeah.
I get bombarded with law offices because I'm sure they just have it set up to where whenever a trademark
Whenever office action
gets
is
an office,
submitted,
right?
they
It's
just-
like, oh, this person needs it,
because
and
it's
of
all
course
public record.
Yep.
So I'll get 10 emails a day
From like trademark
of
lawyers.
lawyers
Yeah.
of like, hey, you have this office action. We'll help you with
Yeah,
that
do
for
you
a
need-
nominal fee.
No.
Yeah,
Nominal
a
fee.
nominal fee.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
It's-
because
We
we
don't
got
get-
our one back from the Konsui Fighter mark,
Yeah.
I've been getting
We don't
those.
get
Yeah.
paid until you
Yeah.
win.
But
Yeah.
right.
So I guess we'll be getting that mark squared away.
Yeah,
this
'cause that
month.
one, it
it's,
was-
it's all the feedback is straightforward on that one. Like
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have
And
any
I
issues.
swear, it does come down to who your freaking
Yeah.
To a degree,
lawyer is,
to a
who
degree,
gets a
it
case,
does.
who gets assigned your case.
Yeah.
Because
Some of them are a little more particular, I think, about certain things than others. But, you know, all in all, it's our first time going through the process. Now that we've done it,
Well,
it's not horrible. Like, I think when we refile, we know what to look for and what to do to make sure it goes through much
and
more
I'm
smoothly.
pretty sure the mark doesn't expire, right? Or-
Actually, I believe they're valid for like 25
Sure.
years.
Oh, wow.
Or
Let's find
actually, it
out.
might be
Or the
shorter.
cost.
Yes.
They can
But there's
expire.
a way that you basically just
Yeah, say we're
refresh
still
it,
using it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
quite
not
like
the
a
whole.
copyright. It's a different type of thing, but
Yeah.
'cause, yeah, actual copyright is. I
If
forget
you
what
want,
it's up to
if
now,
you
but
want to
it's huge.
file for it,
Yeah.
yeah, you can still claim it without having to register it.
Yeah, you just need like proof that it was done. at this
oh
time.
god, it's so orange.
Yeah,
Tried it.
very bright. But yeah, a lot of this is public. If you
Yeah,
wanna look
public
it up,
record. Yeah, I mean,
or the process. But
mhm.
Yeah, luckily, yeah, and there's also like services like, well, we'll search. Searching costs money.
yeah,
Just doing basically
Which
a
is
Google
silly
search.
because that
of-
is that the
it's also public.
Patent and Trademark Office has a search system that is open to the public.
Mhm.
You can do your own search without having to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, you just have to look for similar terms or similar.
Search for other
Yeah.
Right.
trademarks or
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
basically,
ones that are already registered.
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
You need to make sure that you're not filing something that in the area of business or use that you're trying to trademark it for,
Yeah.
there's not something that's too similar
yeah,
in nature.
Gotcha.
So like, yeah, I know when we filed Konsui Fighter and they did their review, like the service we use does a
found-
review as part of
they
that.
found Street Fighter.
Right.
Obviously, is
Yeah,
one of the
they
examples.
found a few others,
and
but
some others.
So like anything that has fighter in
And
it.
they're
it has
going to
those
find
names or-
anything
yeah.
that could potentially be construed, but that's just them spot checking to
Yeah.
make sure we are aware that
Mm-hmm.
those could be brought up as like this might be similar, but it really has to be like a certain level of similarity.
Yeah.
I should look through the emails and see what, because there was
There were a bunch of
Studios,
other
it was
stuff
just
that
like,
was just like
it was so far out there.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
like, it was like
but
this.
still like
there was like a
close enough.
steelworking company or something that had something that wasn't even related to our name.
What?
And like, yeah, but they try to find anything,
Yeah. Just
in case.
anything
Yeah.
that might be similar. I think partially they also just try to give you something to say, hey, we found stuff for you as part of this service. But
You paid
yeah,
for something.
yeah.
They give
Yeah.
you nothing.
We did a Google search for you,
Basically.
but yeah, so
but at least it's almost done. Like
Yep.
halfway, I guess.
yeah, we do have the engine marks in the future we'll be booking, but we actually have to file those for multiple categories.
Lower priority right now.
And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like, you know, we clearly have ownership of the IP.
Yeah. you can
essentially,
actually still
yeah.
fight it without a
Yeah.
trademark. It's just harder.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so yeah, that is progressing. And we'll have more in the next update.
Yep.
I think that's pretty much it for our update portion, unless anybody's got any other things coming up. Or I guess events. It's
Yeah.
a little bit out. but
Right,
we do
yeah, I
have
mean, I get-
NakaCon coming up,
Right, yeah. So if NakaCon is still, as far as I know, NakaCon is still going to be a thing.
When was it now?
May.
It is,
Right?
what's the first like U.S. holiday? Memorial Day?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Memorial Day weekend is NakaCon.
Okay.
And so we
Usually
will,
in March.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so we will have a booth there, and like we usually do.
Mhm.
I know that they're kind of hurting for funding right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
last year or two has really hurt them.
right. So they're not being very clear of if this year will be
The
still
last
on.
for- Oh,
Well,
for
no,
this
no.
year.
Even-
I
still on.
assume if they don't hit it and they're still going to do something this year, this will be the last year.
Yeah.
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 I'm not sure of if they don't hit it, then they're not going to, do it this year. So that would be my only thing. Because as of right now, it's still like, tentative that,
Still up in the air.
Yeah.
that we're still, that
Kinda
it's
like-
still going.
Kinda
But,
like their schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, they closed vendor spaces 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So their vendors are there. I don't know how
Yeah.
many, but
Sure.
anyway, so yeah, Memorial Day weekend we'll be there. We should be in the gaming area, maybe just outside the gaming area.
Yeah, we liked our spot.
Yeah,
the last couple of years.
the last 2 spots, or the last 2 years, we've been in the same spot, and so hopefully we'll be in the same spot again.
Mhm.
On
But-
the lower level next to the escalators.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right outside of, what is it, Cedarwood? Cedarwood rooms?
I
sure.
think so.
You would
We
know,
don't even remember
right?
names,
I don't know the names, but
Uh,
basically the escalators up to the
where you do
vendor
your
hall,
badge.
Yeah,
you'll
vendor
you'll
hall
you'll
and
yeah,
registration.
you don't not see our booth.
Yeah,
Let's just
Right.
go with that.
basically.
Right across from a concession stand.
I guess by then we probably won't have too much. Like the AI will probably be more polished by then.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the by May,
I don't know if we'll have anything like major to show.
it'll
Well,
probably
or
be
the
that
tutorial.
tutorials and
Yeah.
AI. We do have some pretty significant like gameplay mechanic updates
Yes.
to make, but I think those are slotted for like May.
Hmm.
So I guess it'll depend on where we are with that
Sure.
when we do the show.
Okay.
The only other thing I can think of is if we have our Steam Deck by then
Oh,
and
that'd be interesting
can
to show it
put that together, we might have a demonstration of that as well.
Is Gabe coming to deliver yours in person?
No,
No,
he only did the first so many
well, and he only did the ones that were in
Seattle.
that area,
Yeah.
so
near the studio.
yeah.
I think I
But-
said it to somebody else the other day, but I'm like, he's
It-
really old.
He's getting there. he's still he's active. And,
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize.
Well,
Like,
it
who
doesn't
is
help
this-
that he's like all white
Who is
now.
this
Right.
old dude passing out Steam Decks? Like, what is this some kind of charity event?
Did
or
you
something?
watch
Like,
the video they recorded of him doing it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's funny.
super awkward.
The
I'm
first
not
guy
surprised.
recognized
Oh
him,
yeah, the first like
and
two
like a
or so I
bunch
saw.
of the other people had no clue who he even was.
Yeah.
Were they kind of younger?
Some of them.
The ones
But-
that I only watched the first like bit of it, but yeah, like it's hilarious because the guy kind of freezes at his door. He's like, "You're Gabe Newell.
Yeah.
Why are you here?"
Yep. Yep.
And of course, it's funny if you ever hear him talk. He's such a nice guy and he's really smart. But he's always like, "Yeah, I'm Gabe. I work at Valve.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have any questions, please email me. Here's my email." Like,
Yeah.
He always is like super like
Yeah.
low key about the fact that he's
That he's-
essentially the president of. But
Yeah.
they have a very flat structure there. It's interesting. But yeah,
So
You know,
cool.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
he tries to downplay it, but everybody else knows who he is.
Yeah.
I'd be one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, hi, do you want me to buy you lunch or something?
Are you okay, Santa?
Yeah.
I like.
What you do in your off
I like
season?
Kyle's comment.
Yeah,
Cool.
Tyler can be funny when he wants to be.
Yep.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
Which is kind of, not very often.
Cool. Well, I think what we're gonna do is take a quick few-minute break here, and then we're gonna transition into the model building portion of our stream. So hang tight, and we'll be right back.
After these messages, we read.
Ready.
My rage conquers all! Out of my way! My rage conquers all!
Catch me if you can.
I am one with the earth.
Ready.
Let's release that tension.
Fight.
Shower time. Special service.
I am one with the earth.
Ready.
Time to step it up!
Fight.
Coming through! Break it down!
It is time to strike.
Crunch, crunch.
I wasn't done yet.
So it's build time. So you're doing the card that I got you.
Yes.
Which he's done
Yeah.
part of it.
Yes. So
Laren?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing.
I guess I can switch
Oh, this
to
has decals.
this view. Oh, that's guess what? This turned
Uh-oh.
the screen off.
Auto shut off.
Hold
Well,
on.
anyways, you can kind of see, but
Yep.
it is a Technic Lego McLaren
GTI.
Senna.
Oh, yeah.
Shane got me this for my birthday last year, which was in
You
August.
can put it here.
So,
Oh, that's
Yep.
a good lineup.
Yep.
oh wow, nice.
Yep.
So I started building part of it at home.
Great.
And
I figured I'd just drop it like
here's
where
at least the frame. But what's cool about this, right? You can see if when I turn the wheels, the like pistons in the engine move.
Yeah. It's
Whoa. There's like a little crankshaft in there. You can kind of see if
pretty cool.
I can like get a good.
Oh,
There
it's
you
hard
go.
to get an angle. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. There you
Yeah.
go.
The
So,
Lego sets are getting crazy.
Especially the technical.
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, it's got a bunch of stickers and crap, and so. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing.
Yep. And I'm doing the Saturn. Ooh.
It's literally a non-working, tiny
It even
Saturn.
has like little games and stuff. that
And
you can-
controllers, and like you have to put the circuit board in the controller. Like it's nuts. But
Oh, wow.
I
yeah,
need to get an actual Saturn at some point.
Yeah.
But
and
I
then-
still have more to collect for Dreamcast.
More of my Sandrock.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just zoom
Oh,
right in on
oh.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Stand crotch.
I got some sand rocks for you.
So the main one I'm going to be doing is one of these figures. I have a whole bunch of them, but I've had them for a while. I need to actually start building them. They're like Gundam adjacent, I guess. Obviously, they're all girls, but yeah. Then I blamed Shane for getting me into like some magic stuff recently. But this is
You
like,
should. He's a monster.
how
I'll say it a
dare
million
you?
times.
So what you're saying is you're not going to join us for Commander.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
We have extra sets. You can do 4-player.
No, I will not be tempted by the devil.
Well, but see, that's the beauty of it. You don't need to own any cards.
Yeah,
You can just
use ours.
That's
use
how they
our
get
stuff.
Oh no, I know it.
Here's
I
this-
can't possibly not buy these.
Hey, don't you want weird? Play with us.
Your
You
first
can play
hit's
with
free.
my deck. That's how they get you.
To be fair, the Commander decks are all pre-cons that we're using.
Yeah, so I already have a ton of these. I also got the Kanagawa
Yep.
set, but these just came in today, so I was like, why not?
Yeah, we were comparing like how many cards we have left in Kamigawa.
Yep, I started making a list. And
I think
checking
I
cards.
God, I was gonna do that.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, oh, did you check it twice?
The problem is that all lobbies
Ah.
are full. It's
There's
great.
only one
disc.
disc,
Ah,
so I have to pick
Get that
which
pig.
one.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh wait, are you sure it's not a 2? Like you
No.
double side it so you can do one
I
side or
mean,
the other?
I'm
Then you
sure
would
I
have-
could, but there's 4 options and there's
Oh,
one
okay.
disc, so
yeah.
Like somebody needs to read, right?
yeah,
Some clear discs.
yeah, I could. I probably will because it'd be fun to have these as individuals.
So
You don't have some like
Base-
Samurai?
No, I have the other art.
it would
Oh.
be insane for us to not talk about the most talked about thing right now,
Say it like you usually do.
The most talked about
the
thing.
Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, what's the deal? Did you?
That's one
Are
of the
you
things I
just
need to
you're
buy.
done, Logan? Like you're not ever touching it again, or you were just annoyed the last
I-
time you were playing?
That's one,
That's
I need
one
to
of the
buy.
ones that both of us need. Yeah, nice. Well, that's one less on your list.
Oh, hey, I got another one of those dudes. Did you want one?
I think I have one.
Okay.
I think I have 1 or 2 of those.
I don't know if I have this one either.
Oh, I have 3 of that.
Oh, nice.
But
Yeah, this is. Oh, sweet! Another one I wanted to buy.
oh, cool. And it's the borderless
One of the
one.
planeswalkers.
Ooh, Tezzeret.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got a
He
hollow
looks so
version of
Nice.
that.
Castlevania-esque.
Oh, I got 2. So Shane, you can
that
get
way.
one.
Sure.
This is a good-
I'll trade you the
He was expensive. I know he
'cause
was like
you-
at least $7.
Tezzeret.
Yeah. You need the that green dragon, right? That's another mythic.
So I updated our spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and there's ones I put yes, or I highlighted the yes that you have
Mhm.
bold,
So
and
we're
then
clear. This is why I don't want to get
Yeah.
into that.
I
a
only
few
know it
others
'cause
I
I
want
worked
like
at
the
a card
special
shop.
art. So I put notes
Right.
on there, but I don't know if you have extras in the special art.
I don't on a
It
good
depends on
deal
which
of
one.
them.
So
But
I'll
yeah.
probably still buy those.
But sure.
But yeah, this helps a lot because a couple of these are the expensive ones.
Dude, some of this shit's really nice that they do a 1-to-1 size.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that is
So
good.
like you
Yeah.
can just be like, oh yeah, it's those.
But same thing, Logan. You can just play with the decks that we have. You don't have to get your own cards.
Yeah.
Like we got just the Commander precons.
All
Well,
you need to do.
anyway.
We need more people for Commander.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We ideally need 4 people for a good game of Commander.
Dude, I
What?
think my touchscreen doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah, that's. Does this work? Okay, that works.
But anyway, Elden Ring. So what was the
Sorry.
deal? What was the deal?
Okay, so I
So-
played it Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who like primarily Switch games, but sometimes I go off, I stream Saturday and Sunday mornings from 9 a.m. to noon Central. My name's Cadgart. You can see in the chat I've set myself as a moderator because I've got that power to do that. But
He has the
yeah,
power.
yep, give me a follow there. But anyways, I'm streaming Pokemon Legend Arceus right now, and I'm just about done, almost done. I will beat it tomorrow morning. But Thursday I did a stream of Elden Ring because I got
Careful what you say.
peer pressured by
I love the
these
flavor
three
text.
to try
Oh,
it,
girl.
and
Still,
I'd started
don't
as a
spoil it.
samurai to do an archer build. It was fun-ish, but like I played a little bit more yesterday, and I kept dying to the point to where I'm like, okay, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
And
You were doing really good though.
I'm just like, you know what? Like I don't like this is not the kind of game I want to get into. So I just think I'm gonna be done. I later last night I was like, maybe I want to try a different build.
Maybe.
I kind of
So-
would recommend it because what you were doing was very different than what most people do, like focusing on ranged play and some
Mainly.
other
Just
things.
Just right off the bat.
Right.
Hitting that hard.
Like range play can be good, but if you want to do that, a caster. might
Those
be easier.
games are kind of designed more around like close
like
combat.
Yeah. Because even as a caster, like I have to be ready with a sword
Right.
if my magic
'Cause,
runs out.
they're bum rushing your
Yeah.
face to stab you in
Most
the back.
of the time.
But
There's a couple like you found some like really sneaky ones that will stay back and throw daggers at you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But anyways,
Oh, dudes.
so yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm not planning on it. If I'm going to play a roguelike game, I'd really rather get more into the next Final Fantasy one, which is
that what those games are called?
roguelike.
People call them souls, but they're also related to a roguelike. Roguelike's such
Or
a broad
Souls-like.
category.
I was like-
or Souls.
Souls-like,
Souls-like.
yeah.
I've heard them referred to as Soulsborne.
Soulsborne, yeah. I mean, it's kind of become its own category, but it is
Right.
related technically to a roguelike. Because the idea of those is that you're potentially dying a lot, basically.
That's
Right.
That's just part of the game.
Yeah.
And
Like
but
Ninja Gaiden.
anyways, so I'd rather
Oh
do
yeah, definitely.
the Final Fantasy one because it's more of a lore that I know and that I'm interested in.
hmm
And so so I'm looking at that. But I get it. I get why everyone loves it. I don't get the Game of the Year thing. I get that it's beautiful and all that, but like, I don't know. I feel like those are people that are like so diehard of this type of game
I'm not.
that
I have not been a Souls person.
I get what people like about them, but yeah, I think overall it's not my cup of tea. There's like,
so
it's definitely more polished.
this
in
is
this
super
one.
controversial conversation we're having about
Really?
saying that it's not
To
Game of
some
the
people.
Year.
I don't really care. I don't care what you consider
To-
game of the year.
Yeah,
whatever,
to
that's
those
fine.
people, if it's their game of the year, sure, whatever.
Right.
But
Like sometimes
I mean-
what gets game of the year is not what.
honestly, I have more controversial opinions than that. Like, I think Breath of the Wild is good. I don't necessarily think it was the best game that year, but again, it's not my style of game. But oh well. There you go.
But I feel
So
like
you're not
that's,
the only one with
I feel
controversial
like that's part
opinions.
of the allure of these soul games is you give them a try.
Mhm.
You're like, I'll just give it a shot. I'll give it a shot, see if I like it. And you play some of it, and then you rage quit.
Kind of.
You rage quit because you're like, this is stupid. Why did I do this? This is a stupid game.
What am I doing with my life?
And then like a day later, it's still with you. Like
Yeah. I think a lot of people.
I mean, like I'm still thinking about it,
Right,
so I
that's
mean
what I
that's
mean.
what
That's
it's
exactly
doing
what I
its
mean.
job there. But
that's what I'm talking about is
a lot of people like the mystery of it and the aspect that you can get better, and it's clearly kind of polished for that.
yeah.
So.
I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm starting to understand why it has such a
You kinda-
cult following.
Have to go at its pace, and it's very old school in a lot of ways.
It's just and
but-
it's rewarding in a way that not a whole lot of other games can capture.
Mhm.
hey, I am super stoked that you are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Granted, you bought it, so one would hope that you would. But I'm happy that you have that. I'm
I've
gonna
only been playing it for a couple days.
right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're still like, I'm not gonna give up. Like, I know I can do this. And when I was, because
But
you,
Logan
get
has
to that
given up.
point.
Yeah.
because
yeah.
you,
Well, you can grind
last
enough
night
to
you
get
were
through
like,
this thing.
I know I can do this, and I'm like, there we go. See, I don't have that mentality.
That's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
It's just grinding out, getting higher by
I know I can do this. I know I can't. So I'm gonna.
You can too,
You
Shark.
could. So one thing that's funny to me, I'd be curious what you would think of like, other games that are adjacent. Like to me, I really like Neo. Its style.
Yeah.
There's
But
so many people here that get their mail.
well, there's more people that are actually here now. But Neo is also like can be much faster pace. Like the bosses in that are really hard. But yeah, I
See, I
like
don't
its
know,
style
like,
more.
I still think these like the lower level bosses that I've fought so far.
Yeah.
They're plenty fast.
Yes. Oh yeah, they're usually kind of relentless. So you just have to learn their patterns,
Right.
know how to dodge,
Yeah.
or distract them. I cheese a lot of the bosses too, and that's kind of a valid strategy.
It
It's
is.
just a different type.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of it.
Like
so
the spirits,
much cheese.
you can let the spirits distract them and get the aggro, and then I'll cast a bunch of shit
Yeah,
and then run away until they
That's
aggro
what
again.
I do. I bring out my jellyfish friend. and
Yep.
They start to tank a little bit, and I'm like, okay, stab you in the backy.
Yep. Well, plus
Stabbing
that does a
in the back.
debuff, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I got some new things.
Oh yeah, she bought a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
Hmm.
Actual handle liner,
Nice.
not just one. I got two. And three. So I have black, gray, and dark gray. And there was a light gray, but I'm like, I don't know the point.
Oh crap! I think I.
Oh.
And then I got some brushes to go along with it. Really fine
That
point.
was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I got an X-Acto knife.
Yeah, like an
Nice,
actual.
nice
Yeah.
X-Acto knife. And
I-
then I bought another set of these Tamiya
Hmm.
nippers because I started to do sprue cutting with this,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid that it's starting to dull the blades. So this is going to be only for trimming
Sure.
the nubs. That's where I'm going to be cutting from.
Damn it! Would you just get in there? This thing, these pieces, man.
Yep.
Ugh.
I had quite a rage moment this morning with Elden Ring.
Yeah. I just heard Logan mention, oh, she's yelling downstairs.
Yeah,
I
I
wonder
was
if she died.
screaming. Absolutely.
I know I've said it like a bajillion times, but I would recommend trying the Demon Souls remake if you
Oh,
dig
yeah.
it. Because it is
It's similar, but it's different in weird ways.
to me at least what I've seen of like Elden Ring, I feel like some of the pacing or style of some of it is a little more in line than the direction that a couple of the actual Dark Souls games have gone.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and to me, honestly, Elden Ring's easier in some
yes, it is.
ways. So, yeah.
And
But don't
Demon
let that
Souls
scare
kind
you.
of
Which
is.
Makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
no,
this is plenty hard.
Yeah, no, they're all hard.
They
It's
are.
just it's a different kind of hard. But like I was the same way with Demon Souls. Like never really played much of a Soulsborne game, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but I'll try it because it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks
And
way
like
better,
it
too.
honestly isn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
And like you get it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And man, that game is just gorgeous. The
Yeah.
remake is really good.
I feel
think
bad
that
from
Elden Ring is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it
art
is too.
Art
Yeah.
style is still amazing, but technically, the engine wise is
Little
way
bit
better.
Son of a
Just a
bitch.
hair. But yeah, Elden Ring looks great too.
Well,
used
and
the
to be
wrong
fair,
sticker.
they can do a little bit more, not being an open world.
Yes, yes.
But they'll have like actual fog and like.
Yeah,
cool
for
lighting.
what it's doing, Elden Ring is very impressive.
It's pretty good. Again, like the other comparison I had is I got a new graphics card recently,
Yeah, yeah.
and I also booted up Assassin's Creed, and man, that game can look really good.
Yeah.
Because they've always had this thing with their engine where they can do like these insanely detailed textures,
Yeah.
or they're really good about like having stuff in the world. Like every table is like handmade, like somebody was living there and has all this types of food and
Oh, yeah.
candles and like
The attention to
yeah,
detail.
it's insane. Like they really need to take that series and just make it into an RPG. It would be one of the most detailed open world RPGs out there. But because that's the other thing is for all the detail
They
in
need
the
to team up
cities.
with Bethesda. On the
Something,
next
yeah,
Elder
yeah,
Scrolls.
that would be great. Yeah, let them do the engine. You just make the story.
That way it's not super janky.
Yeah, because that's the other thing I feel bad is like you go to some of these cities, it's all this detail, all these like people wandering around, and there's like 3 things to do, and then you never come back
You
there.
never see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like all of that effort.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like, what was it last night when I was streaming Elden Ring?
Hmm.
Is I don't want to go fast. In that
Yeah.
game. I try not to use the horse mount unless I have to
Mm-hmm.
because I want to look at things.
I do that a lot even in Skyrim, where I kind of forget to use the horse.
Because knowing what I know about game design
Yeah.
and how intensive it is, how many different facets there are,
Hmm.
I'm like, there's a bunch of people that worked really hard and planned out every inch of this game.
And there's stuff that like people probably won't
They
see for a
never
year or
see,
two.
right.
Yeah.
They never looked there, or they just don't know how much,
Well, and
blood,
knowing-
sweat, and tears went into that texture.
Yeah, knowing these games, there might be something where like you have to go there on a certain day after certain conditions, and
Yep.
yeah, it's just
Yep.
interesting how
So
it's
I got
built.
this exacto blade.
Ooh.
Ooh, I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
It has
Try
a
it.
golden blade.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Yeah, the focus is not
Well,
cooperating on that.
there's nothing behind it.
Yeah,
Can't
I put it on
target
continuous
Sure,
because
yeah.
macro was not
Yeah.
working well.
Okay.
I think the last time I actually just
So-
pre-focused and locked it
Mhm.
at a certain like focal
Sure,
depth,
that
but
could work too.
we didn't have the time this time.
Oh, okay, I got it. I was confused. I'm like, so this goes right here, but it's like there's nothing that sticks to it, so it just comes off. But it's the next piece that.
So if you get in an accident, it's
So there we go. So we have a bumper. We have a bumper
There
that
you
says
go.
McLaren. Ooh.
McLarens are very
We got
nice.
some
Oh,
junk in the trunk.
so if we're done with the Elden Ring, I have another.
We're never done with
Mm-hmm.
that.
Uh-huh. So speaking of cars, I booted up Gran Turismo last night.
I need to pick it up on the way home.
Oh, did that come out?
It did.
Yesterday.
Oh,
Yep, I got it shipped to me and I didn't try it till the night. Yeah. There's something about that series, especially compared to Forza. It's weird how they are really just stubborn about like this is just how we're gonna do it, and that's how we're gonna do it. So like you start the game, and for one, it's like 100 gig install, so I had to make a lot of room. And then after you start the game, it's like, oh no, we still have to
Did-
download and install even more.
Yeah.
So
Did-
here's a demo.
Did you
mode.
still have
de-
COD? Did you still have COD on your?
No, I
drive?
didn't. I had COD on my PC.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I had the PS4 versions of Spider-Man and Horizon, and I was like, I can
sure.
delete these because I had the PS5 version.
Right.
So, but anyways, so yeah, you start in this like kind of demo mode
Mm-hmm.
where it does that like BPM racing thing that they introduced,
Right.
which is just weird. Did
Yeah.
you see
what
that?
is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
the music.
It's like
thing.
a music racing thing to like relax and enjoy racing, but so it's basically like a timed thing where you have to hit the gates to get more time, blah blah blah.
Oh, well.
But it's not time, it's beats per minute of a song. And you just try to see how far you can get looping around the track.
Then the song just keeps playing.
Yeah. Oh, until it ends. It does end if
Or
you
does
take
it
too
like
long.
go to another song, or
No.
is it the same fucking
Each
song?
each one, so it gives you 3 that you have to do because it takes so long to download this thing. And this is kind of an introductory to the game. So you go through 3 songs on 3 different tracks with 3 different cars.
Oh.
So, sure, you can kind of get the feel for it.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like is you can definitely feel like the brake and the gas through the PS5 triggers.
Nice.
But at least even through those 3 races, like I can tell my fingers are already getting kind of like I'm really having to like hold this down more than I usually do.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the physics model you can tell is very different than I'm used to.
They rebuilt it.
Yeah.
They rebuilt it completely for this, I believe.
one of the biggest things that bothers me is, so most it gives you options where you can change different control schemes to use like sticks or D-pad or like the accelerometer. So on sticks, which I'm used to in like Forza and most racing games, you have to like tap it sometimes because it's either straight or like full turns. You have to kind of like edge it over. You can't really do like a half very easily. So this doesn't seem to like throttle that or like, so in Forza I can tap it and just get like part of a turn and it smoothly goes into a turn. This one, like every time I tap it, it's like hard turning.
Gee.
Well,
Yeah.
like you're applying the brake
like,
specifically?
Well, no, it's just like
Steering.
straight
Oh, the
or full
steering.
turning. Like there's no, like if you tap it, it doesn't like do any type of smoothing between that. It's just like wobbling. So like every turn I go, it's like that or it's like hard turn. So
What am I
I don't
doing?
know. I feel like I need to like just get used to it, or it would be better on a wheel. I think they almost more designed it for that. Or I can try the actual tilting mechanics. I did well enough, but yeah, I didn't get very far. And then some other things. So like, you go into the menus and it has their whole like, here's the city, and it's gonna talk you through. You have to do these steps in this order to get started, introduction to the world. So you go to a dealer, and the dealer has to recommend some cars, and then you buy the car, and they might tell you a little bit about the car. And then you go to this cafe in the middle of the woods, and the cafe is not a normal cafe. It's a cafe where they give you these books where you're supposed to collect all 3 cars or whatever in the category.
Is this fucking Harry Potter with cars?
It's
Like, what
really
the shit's
weird.
going on here?
And there's 2 people at the cafe that will tell you about the history of the car, the design of the car. It's really weird. And so like I haven't even gotten to racing other than the like introductory thing, but
What?
it's very particular. You have to do things their way. So
When was the last Gran
hell?
Turismo?
so they did Sport, which was kind of a half release because it was supposed to be like a build up for the next one, which turned into this. And that was
Was that supposed
years
to be
ago.
to compete with
It was a few years back.
Horizon?
Kinda. It was really kind of a stopgap because they were supposed to release one for the last gen and they just never
They
did.
just effed it.
And like Sport was still enough of a full game, but it wasn't like the full Gran
it wasn't
Turismo.
the whole
Yeah.
experience.
So, and
Where?
another
The hell?
really annoying thing is their microtransaction policy. Yeah. So, of course, you have the in-game currency that you can get from races, but you can buy some. And then they have things like, since they have this like dealer idea of like used cars and whatnot, certain cars only show up at certain times.
Oh my god.
So if you want a specific McLaren, you have to wait for it to be available. And if it's available and you don't have the money, I guess you're doing a bunch of races or buying money.
Gone.
Yeah. So a lot of people are not liking that. And you have to use that money on like a lot of stuff.
Other things.
Like obviously all your car upgrades, if you want to change the color of your paint, you have to pay for it. Like it's kind of nuts.
I don't want a real life simulator.
That's what this is.
I
It's
don't
trying to be
want
as
a
real as
life
possible.
simulator.
So I'm kind of a
If I
meh
wanted
on a lot of that.
To balance my budget as far as buying supercars, I do it in real life.
Yep. So we'll see. I'll still put some time into it, but I can tell already that I'm probably going to be more into Forza.
It's gonna be frustrating.
But I'll be curious when like you guys can try it, because you haven't.
Yeah, I
played
haven't
for a
even
while.
picked it up yet. I need to
Oh,
get it on the way home. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm looking forward to the campaign mode because that's part of what I really liked about the original series
Sure.
was having more of a simulator thing, but
In some way, I don't mind the idea of that. It's
yeah,
just the degree to which they like kind of force you in, like, no, you have to do these steps. You have to take all
I
the
mean, they've
licenses
always
eventually.
done that. See, I actually like that because for me, it's more of a like a not a story path, but there's a path of progression. Like I can always hop in and do like free play races for different kind of events or other things, but I also like kind of the idea of building up.
So
You know.
that was another thing I forgot. Kind of related to the microtransactions. It's required to be online.
Yes,
almost
that
every
is
single
kind
mode.
of obnoxious. I don't know why they're.
So even if you wanted to do
doing
like
that.
just 2-player split screen,
But
you have to be online.
Gran Turismo is a single player.
No, there's multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I think their excuse for being online is because you can use the cards you earn to play in multiplayer. And there's like ranked whatever multiplayer where you can actually like do tournaments and they have events and stuff. So I think their idea is they don't want you cheating for those things. But for like
It would
if
just
I'm
be nice if they would add an
Yeah.
offline mode.
you don't get to keep anything.
Right.
You can just play
right.
offline, yeah.
Right.
Like especially again if you're just doing like a local split screen. Like,
Right.
why do I need to be online?
Right. I don't need that to count towards progression.
Yeah.
or anything.
That should be my
I'm
option.
sure they'll update it.
Maybe. I don't know if they ever did for sport though.
Sport got a lot of updates. I don't know about the online aspect of it,
'Cause
but
I
I
remember
know
that was kind of an issue then.
Sport did get a lot of changes post launch from what I heard. I mean, to be fair, I never played it, but even I know little things like the VR support in Sport when it launched, it was literally like 3 or 4 races
Mhm.
that were specifically like this course with this car.
Yep.
With like maybe one other car on the track or something, but then over time they fleshed it out a lot more.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a fair criticism. I don't think it needs to be online. I mean, I think it just give the players a choice. I can
Yeah.
understand not
That's
wanting
my
to
opinion.
let people take like progression to where it could become a balancing issue.
Mhm.
But then yeah, just separate that off into its own mode that doesn't require that. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It should be doable. Yeah, I love these. They have some of these special lands that are like the old book covers.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You should be sitting up by that camera so you can show off those cool cards.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of those too.
Yeah.
Oh, I did get more of my Kamigawa special lands in.
Yeah.
I'm close to having all of them. I
Mhm.
think I still have a couple more waiting to come in. And these just keep.
Yeah, like I said,
coming to
I was building a list of all the ones I'm missing. They might not be there by the time I get back to the site, but we'll see. At least most of them were available, and most of them were pretty good price. There was only obviously like planeswalkers and stuff, which are going to be more expensive. I think the most expensive one I got or was going to get was going to be like $15.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, but it's
I mean-
a like one-time art fancy card, so
Well, the thing, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, if you're going to use it and/or care to collect it, that's
Yeah.
still way better than burning that kind of money on packs to not get stuff that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need. Like the packs are good for your initial foundation, but yeah,
or
there does.
filling out extras.
There gets to a point where it's like if you're trying to actually get more specific things, you may as well just buy them.
I think I got her already. Oh, yeah,
Nice.
that is one thing with this set is I'm getting a lot more planeswalkers.
Yeah,
So you got
I think there's more in.
On the other set,
No,
I
there's
had-
just less
got
in
one.
general
There
in
is less,
Kamigawa.
but-
I think.
but even just in general, like I feel like it.
once I would hear the planeswalkers' names, I'd remember.
Yeah,
Because I think right after I left the card shop, I think, what was it called? War of the Spark
no, yeah.
came out, and it had a shitload of planeswalkers in it.
Oh, that reminds me, I did see their teasers for the new.
Yeah.
decks.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like an Art Nouveau type thing.
It's all right. I'm back.
Oh, hey, you were gone.
I like this set that had the alternate art card from the dude that illustrated Final Fantasy game.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that card was
I think I saw.
stupid expensive.
I think I saw a picture of it. Was it just super rare, or is it because of that he did it?
It was super rare because it was like an alt art.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That wasn't the actual.
It wasn't a secret layer drop.
No, I think it was part of that because I remember, or at least I remember
Interesting.
when that came out.
Yeah, that set came out, and she. God damn it! I can't remember her name now.
The artist. Or...
No.
Oh, the
the
person.
planeswalker.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit. She's one of the most famous.
It wasn't Nissa, was it?
No,
I
that's
don't
that's
think
green.
so. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you remember what color?
This is black.
Black. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what color Phyrexia is, but she's
No.
one too, right? Or is she more one of the more? I can't remember.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
God damn it.
Why do you have to be an idiot?
Did they reprint Coco Shell? The Evening Star.
I don't think
the
in any
Kamigawa
of.
set?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Oh.
That was a card that always sold no matter what.
Yeah.
Coco Show, the Evening Star, and
Is that from the original Kamigawa set?
Yeah.
Because I have some stuff from that 05 release.
Yep, I'm an idiot.
it's a it's black.
I put this piece on
Here she
the
is.
wrong way.
No, that's the Japanese card. The Japanese card. I assume they had an English version of
I
it.
gotta
yeah, no.
fix that.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling this is partly Tyler's fault. Yeah, so this piece
Holy shit! Yeah, there's. one
should
right
be swapped.
Oh yes. I believe in you.
Well, sounds like you got some rework to do there, Logan.
here. I think there's more than one. Yeah, some of these are gorgeous.
Yeah, that one.
Liliana.
Liliana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most of these are the
Famous
Japanese version, so I had to find one that's the her normal look.
Liliana.
Yeah. Wow, that's a little fuzzy, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember busting those back.
Ooh.
mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some cool.
I
other-
remember busting that and going, God, that art looks really familiar.
Yeah.
Yoshitaka Amano.
Yes. That was kind of cool too.
All right. So how am I gonna do this?
Did they reprint Jugen, the Rising Star?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think they have any of the
They're-
like star.
they're dragons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
wait, this
They're
might
dragons.
just
There are
be-
dragons.
Coke Show is the black dragon.
Yeah. No, they have a different one. You just got one,
Jugen is
didn't you?
I think so.
Or was that the D&D set? That was your
the
Kamigawa
D&D.
one.
No,
right?
no, the one I showed you
Okay.
was Icing Death.
No, the other one.
Oh, this
You
one?
showed me a black dragon. No, that's
that's
the white.
Kyodai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the dragons.
No, you got a black one that was a
Okay,
borderless.
This actually
Well,
might
yeah,
be
I'd have to look.
super.
There are
not
some dragons
hard.
in there though.
Jugen is green. That's the
Yeah,
Rising
the
Star.
green one's a different one.
Jugen, and then Coke Show is a black one.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think they might have alternates in this set. I'll
What's the
double
name?
check.
Koku Show? Koku Show? The Evening Star.
It might be like Koku Show or
Okay.
something else.
Okay, so luckily that was actually pretty easy. Like this just popped off, and then it just reversed it. Sorry, that probably was loud when I hit my mic, but
Maybe.
I was not happy with what was about to
Go
happen.
down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yes,
so
there is. I do have that.
the which one?
Koku Show.
What color?
Black.
Black. That one. I have that card.
But they're not the mythics.
Oh
in
no
this
no maybe
set.
this is a different set.
That's the original.
that
No,
one looks familiar.
Yeah,
In-
it's not the original. There's another
no.
one.
In this set,
That's Iconic
it's
Masters.
right. In
Yeah.
this, the
So
Black
there's also-
Dragon is Junji the Midnight Sky,
That's it.
which I have that one. The
another
green
version.
one is something
That's
I'm
That
not.
must have been in my
That,
order.
I think that was more original. But at least it looks
That's
like old
not
art.
part of the
No.
Kamigawa set.
This one looked like the Kamigawa art style, so that's what confused me. But it's the wrong symbol.
Yeah.
That's Iconic Masters. That's
Right,
what
it's a
is.
different release. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
green.
So there wasn't. There was a
Right,
different
they're
dragon.
they're different dragons in this
Okay.
set.
I was curious if
They're
they-
really good. Like the dragons in this set are pretty awesome. That's what I was saying. You need the green one.
All right, there we
Yeah.
So
they-
I
It's
can
fixed.
trade you that
Thank
for
goodness.
something.
Sure.
Yeah, Kira the Boundless Sky is the green one.
Yes.
4/4 dragon spirit legendary creature with flying death touch. When dies, choose one. Search your library for up to 3 land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Or create an XX green spirit creature token where X is the number of lands you control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
I
I
love
mean,
some of
your
those.
deck is a land generator
Yes.
at that point. So, like, that's
Well,
just insane.
And like I said, even some of the planeswalkers, like one of them is like, just take out every land or every forest that's in your deck.
Yeah.
And then like another one is like every forest, counts as damage or something.
Right.
So,
Seen her
okay.
What were the planeswalkers that were in the Kamigawa
Uh,
set? Tamia.
Tamia,
is one of them. I remembered her name.
there's like a blue guy that's like a ninja that's part of this.
In the Kamigawa
Yeah.
set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's
so,
the white one you have.
Jace.
what's the
Not
guy's
Jace,
name?
but-
No, I think they're new. I think they're new too.
Because they're
The
specific to this
wandering
world.
Tamia is
emperor
not,
is
yeah.
because this
The Wandering
takes
Emperor.
this takes place like 1 or 2,000 years after the original Kamigawa set, so it's like all new characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, the white one I do have, which is the
Wandering
Wandering Emperor. I forget what her name is,
Yeah.
but
And then the blue
She's
one is
pretty
like, so you can tell there's a whole storyline where like her and the blue planeswalker were like friends. Or is it blue?
as kids.
Yeah, as kids.
They
Because there's
were-
even a card about that.
A lot of people don't understand that every set does have a.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
The
an
War of the Spark
official
one was-
they have an
Yeah.
official manga for this set. I forget who they worked with to do that, but
Purple
yeah.
Worm.
You got a purple worm?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's art.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I have some really good cards in this set. And also, look, they're not curled.
Well, these aren't. If you got
Yeah.
the
Well,
normal box, the lands are still
Even the box I got,
Mhm.
lands aren't curled.
huh.
All
It
right.
was like just
The one that I have, they were.
Yeah.
I think it's just how they're stored partially too.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, we ran into that.
Oh, the warlock. I didn't. So I'm missing some classes. I do know that.
Mm.
Like I didn't see a sorcerer yet.
The quality of Magic cards has gone down.
Yeah.
That's why they're
Startup stickers.
bowing
first.
so hard.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is funny. It's not like they can't afford it.
It's yeah.
Or whatever.
It's just making them of lower quality. I would check and make sure that the foiling is the same. From that box, you said you got all those.
Oh, sure. Well, so the main ones that were folded were the official like starter box, and it was weird too because they were in different packaging.
well, right, because
So they weren't in this.
that
They're in, like,
specifically contains
Yeah,
lands.
lands
in
and-
addition to your
Oh.
boosters.
Yeah.
So those land cards have been pretty consistently like warped
Yeah. I think it's just
in the
the way
sets that
they
I've gotten.
manufactured or stored them,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that started to happen before I left the first shop. It's just it started to happen with Pokemon cards too.
Yeah.
I can even tell some difference between these two sets because like this one the cards are also more slick to me than like the Kamigawa. So
Yep,
weird.
you'll notice those subtle differences, especially when you're opening.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Shambling gas. It would be funny to like almost just like make this into a campaign too.
that I feel like that's why it's gonna go so well with
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, like I said, I love all the like themed cards. Like you stumble across a game.
Speaking of
Uh,
campaigns,
something-
Tyler.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Or like all the spells. You can get like a mace +2. Like, just
I have
fun
to
stuff.
apply the ports.
Oh, nice. Cleric. Nice.
or we were still also talking about having Ellen even do that one set that
that's
she liked.
right, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Which one?
What was it? Gooey Cube
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
they were
Yeah.
at Gen Con.
again? They have more releases, I'm assuming. Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sure
I
they'll
didn't-
be at Gen
Yes,
Con
So
again.
good. I don't know if we ever want to play it, but I did buy the main book for like Vampire because I used to play that.
Oh yeah. I have the original for Vampire.
Original or
the
the second?
the main edition
Second
that
or third,
everybody.
yeah. Yeah,
I think second.
Probably second. That's what we played. One of the guys had like every book.
That's
made.
the version everybody
Yes.
I know played.
It's a better
so
version.
to me, that is the original.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a lot like D&D, where the
Right.
original version of Vampire was a lot more like social and simplified.
right.
So that kind of got just rolled into like the Mind's Eye Theater version.
Ooh,
was busted as
spooky.
fuck.
I mean, it could be, but it was
The
also
original D&D kind of busted. as fuck.
yeah. It was built to be different too.
Hey, I've got all the first edition collector's edition books.
Hey, have you been showcasing like what you've been putting
I'm
together?
getting there. I have like random. I mean, sure. I'll take a minute to show. I have the top panel put together.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird because the buttons seem oddly recessed in
You
this.
need to add a spring or something.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why one is lower than the other unless that's just how it was on the console.
Oh, is that how you turn it on? Maybe is it?
So the power, no,
Okay.
they're just sitting in here. But like the power button has a curved top and is more elevated, and the reset button has a flat top and is more recessed.
That must be what the original.
I think it is. To be fair, I haven't really like looked at a Saturn up close very much. And then technically there is an action here to pop the CD
Yeah.
top with the button, but it does kind of have to be pushed down into it a lot to get it to
Yeah.
start coming up. But that's just, I think, how the mechanism for this works. But so I got that, and then I'm kind of building the circuit bits. So I've got like the power board and the CD thing, which the little middle part spins. Probably can't really see it, but and then like the CD thing,
Nice.
this spins. So you can, I guess
Just an
when you put
insane amount
when
of
you put the
detail.
disc in, I think that'll allow it to spin. But anyway, and then I'm now putting the ports on the main board. So it's got its little AV out. And
What I think is
stuff on the
hilarious
back
is,
right there.
in theory, you could fit like a Raspberry Pi, like one of those in there,
Yeah.
and actually make it almost
I
functional.
could also just get an actual set.
No, I'm just saying, like the idea of like a
Yeah.
tiny one.
Yeah, you could
That was
easily
almost more
use this
powerful.
as like a case for.
Whoa.
Ooh, the heck was that?
It's hitting. Yeah, it's
It's
blowing
windy.
the tiles, the ceiling tiles.
windy
That's what happened
outside.
last time it was windy.
I guess you would call it gusty. It's not a
Gusty.
constant.
Owlbear.
Maybe I should close those windows.
It's interesting.
Not these ones. though.
I
It's fine.
am really curious what the deal is then with the set I got.
So I didn't get any of these in any of the other sets I got.
I didn't either. All the boxes I got did
Mhm.
not include those. So I'm wondering if they weren't set boosters. I wonder if they were
Well-
draft boosters that time.
So one of
Because
them even
these
like
are set boosters.
yes, but
which-
even like the collector's box I got
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any of the art cards, and that's
Yeah,
the collector's
but
box.
But those aren't the same kind of booster
I
packs.
guess.
Like
yeah.
we didn't get them in our collector coming
Now that I
out.
think about it,
ones.
I think what I got in my base box was not set
It's the
boosters. It
guns.
might have been.
I
It
think
is the
drafts.
Konsui ghost.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the ghost of.
The
you.
Konsui. Ooh,
I like
that's
Bag of
spooky
Holding.
Ghost of
ghost.
Konsui Pet.
Yep.
Ooh. Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
Ooh.
I'm getting a few.
Eye
red
of the
cards in here,
Tiger.
too.
Yeah, you'll get a few reprints. Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna get too much of the next set. It
Yeah.
does some interesting things, but
I
Yeah.
get why they're doing that style because it's a very different art style
Mhm.
for Magic, but.
yep.
Oh!
Laser beams.
The holders.
Here, let me see it.
Yeah, I feel like some of these I need to look up with the character because like some of these are clearly like major D&D characters. I think I have another one of that, like one of the older.
Mm.
So if I was this piece, I would be. Hey Shane.
I didn't know they made a Lego version of your business there, Logan. You have to admit,
Oh,
you set
man.
me up for that.
Somebody's got jokes.
Did you see Sphere of
Somebody's got
Annihilation?
jokes.
Yeah, I think.
You essentially exile anything that has less than this amount
Than
of
that.
magic.
You in exile?
Yep, in exile. The game company.
Yep.
Yep. Who's gonna card to Microsoft?
By the way, did you guys hear that
Seen this? Have you heard about this?
Microsoft wants to do Microsoft or Obsidian, whoever you want to say,
Mhm.
but wants to do a Fallout Vegas 2.
Oh, I mean, I know that would be a huge deal to a lot of people because a lot of people, as janky as Vegas or
Yeah,
New Vegas
it was rushed.
still consider that like
Yeah, a
the
great
best.
game.
Yeah.
Logan, Ranger class. I think I have Bard as well.
Yeah, they started doing those side art ones.
Mhm. Well, yeah, they have
Just
like
because the
specific.
fucking text on it is so.
Well, you do different levels, so you
Yeah.
get level 1, level 2, level 3.
Okay. I think the Saturn is assembled. So, yep, the base unit, right? It focusing is kind of
No, see, it's focused.
I guess.
It's a very short focus.
The ports are on the back, and
Yeah, so one of the mechanics in
Yeah.
Kamigawa now is
Okay.
these saga cards.
yeah,
So when you play it, you put one token, and then you put like
I
one or
guess
two
the
more depending on the
controllers
card,
next.
and then you flip it over, and it becomes a whole new like
Legendary
or
creature,
whatever.
or well, maybe they're not legendary.
Mostly creatures, but yeah, and they'll have some other effect. So it's kind of
It's
interesting
just weird because I
kind
feel
of like
like
a
some of
multi-turn.
these.
thing.
I feel like some of these are supposed to go on there, but it never told me to put stickers on there.
You're just supposed
But
to
it
know.
told me to put stickers in other places.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it did.
to hell. Unless it's going to tell me later, like, yeah, like these clearly are supposed to
Magic
go on
missile,
Really?
there. Yep.
Nice.
and it has 3 bolts coming from it.
Funny, but
Yeah, the spell cannot be countered. Magic missile does 3 damage, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets.
Yep.
does that,
Magic missile.
does that flavor type?
The Tide and True favorite of many wizards, whatever their scheme. It's a 1 and 2 red.
You want, yeah, the flavor text is you want to attack the darkness.
Yes, that's what I was fully expecting.
So one of my favorite flavor texts I showed to her is the card is split the party, and the flavor text is literally
Don't do it. Or yeah, don't.
Just don't. Yeah. Don't split the party.
Don't do it.
And it's kind of a mean card too, because I think it like forces certain characters to, or certain creatures to be exiled.
So when you play games where it's like find all of these cards in your deck,
Mm-hmm.
so like now you know what's in your deck.
Typically, it'll have
You
you
have to
shuffle.
reshuffle.
Yeah.
You have-
Yes.
There
There are
so
ones that let
there's
you
an
scry.
ability scry
Yeah.
that lets you read like X cards off the top of your deck, and
Yeah.
you can arrange them in any
However
order you
you
want.
Mhm.
Which scrying decks can be pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Like, there's also just a deck strategy to like mill your opponent, which is to make them draw out
Their entire
their entire deck. Because if you can't draw a card when you need to, you basically
You
lose.
Yep.
So that is a strategy, and it's pretty nuts if you can do it.
There's
can pull
ones
it
that are
off.
specifically do that. I was telling Ellen, I looked up one of the planeswalkers. I think it's blue, and it specifically forces them to basically mill their entire deck if you can do their highest thing. It's something
There we
like mill 20 cards. I'm
The
like,
cool part
jeez.
about well-balanced trading card games, there's always a counter.
See, that's my thing about Magic. I mean, collecting the cards is one thing. I like the D&D and Kamigawa sets.
Yeah.
It's the main reason I bought into them. but the game is really good too.
It is.
Like
They've
there's a
gotten
lot of
very good
different
at it
there's a
over the
lot of
years.
different strategies that you can
And
employ.
There's
and-
holes that show up, but like
Yeah.
every game's gonna have
Yeah.
that.
It just gets kind of frustrating when you get into more like competitive.
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
That's
don't-
what I
I'm
like
really
about
interested in that.
Commander, because Commander is specifically designed to be a more casual play option.
Mhm.
It's all about just having
Oh.
fun and seeing like who can pull off crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know.
Team
Oh
up.
hey, yeah, nice.
Team it.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got the dragon. I mean, I've got that figure thanks to Tyler.
Yeah.
Dragon. Oh, and then there's the land with Tiamat.
Okay.
Oh, do you remember
now-
Icing Death that we attacked in the one game?
No.
Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance?
Oh, right.
White Dragon?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have her card in here. And when you defeat it, I think this ties into the book series. You get like her tongue becomes a sword, which is like a special item. So, yep.
I would want to carry around a tongue.
But it's a cool dragon
It
tongue.
would start to smell.
It probably freezes.
You.
You could always thaw it out and eat it for later. Short secret. It's gonna be all gamey.
Imagine if it's all leathery.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and like there are cards for some of the characters. So like I've gotten a card for the character I played. I've seen Dirts in here. Drizzt. I always
Dirt.
always stressed me out.
Dirts.
It's like a weird spelling.
Hey, I'm the most well-known character
Dirt.
in Dungeons and Dragons. My name's Dirt.
It's his younger brother.
Mom and Dad finally let me out of
His
the house.
yeah, his name is Derps.
Ooh, that's an older card.
Yeah, I love the classics. See, this is the other set.
that is,
yeah.
Mhm.
The other set I would like to get is just freaking Magic Core.
That is Stronghold.
Stronghold.
Yeah, like just some reprints of Magic Core.
Give them to me because I'm like quizzing my knowledge.
Oh,
on
sure.
What the
I've had a few in here.
sets are.
But
Yeah, that was Stronghold.
almost all of these packs have had one. Old
Yeah.
card.
Are
That's
you
cool,
guys
yeah,
gonna?
that's old.
Do you guys think you're gonna try to sign up for any
Magic events at Gen Con? Probably. I don't know if we're gonna do anything that's like too like
Hardcore.
No.
tournament
yeah.
play per se, but I would love to do an event where maybe we get to do either like Commander or something like that,
It would be nice to get
and
some like
get
rare
some
cards.
collectible
Yeah.
packs as a result, because they always have promo
You'll get
stuff.
promo.
Yeah.
You always get promo.
Bare minimum, that's all I want.
But like casual play, I'd be down to
Yeah,
play with
sure.
some other folks.
I would have no expectation of winning.
No, but it's
Yeah.
just for fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like it's
like,
not.
if you
There
go
are those people, just like any other game,
yeah.
that are super diehard competitive,
yeah.
but like whatever, they can do their thing. I'm here just to have
Yeah,
fun.
that's a
So
I think that's champion.
See, now I play Final Fantasy 14, and when
Yeah.
when there's a person in the dungeon who's like, "Well, I'm just, I'm
Oh,
having
I
fun,"
did the new
I'm like,
version of this one, I think.
"Get the hell out of here!
uh-huh.
This is not about fun."
You're gonna kill somebody.
Oh,
Get your head out your
I
ass.
believe I have that from the
Yes.
original set.
Oh,
That's,
I have
that's
the new one.
champions, isn't it? Champions of Come Go Up.
Yes,
28.
I think so. It's a 2005 set. That's
Yeah.
what I got.
Yeah, they had some other funny ones to me in the Kamigawa set. So they had these, what is it? What are those turtle monsters? I'm blanking out. Kappa. So you know Kappa? It's like a Kappa tech wrecker or whatever in the new set. And it's like
Did they go
creature
like
type.
cyberpunk with this
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay,
it's
okay.
like it's specifically Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So it's
Yeah.
like the future of Kamigawa when like tech has taken off its
Yes. Yeah.
And then the next one I'm assuming is more like Bioshocky.
We'll
Yes,
see.
that kind of art style. Yeah. So these Kappa ninja things.
Turtles?
Their type is turtle ninja.
Oh
not
my
Ninja Turtle. They're turtle
my
ninja.
God. we have to skirt that line.
Yep.
Copyright.
Mhm.
We all know that.
Oh, the monk class, good. And then there was another one. Oh, there's another one. So there's like pilots and mechs that you can get. And one of the pilots I have is basically a Fox pilot. So I'm like, so it's basically Star Fox.
Yeah. Let's make these little side references.
Yep.
We got to get the kids into the new game, or the old people.
Yep.
Diehard fans.
Do a barrel roll.
That would
So-
be great if it was the flavor text.
So
Yep.
for the I work for a software company as a trainer, and on my company
Look at that top of that.
on my
card.
profile picture
Good thing it's one
for
of the token
my
things.
company, if you go to our website,
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like a folder.
at least
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a
how
token.
if
But
it's
that's
put
really
it up
That's
yet.
really bad. I
'cause
didn't
just
notice that when I
submitted
was
it.
looking
But
through it.
it asked for a quote,
Luckily, the other cards.
and
are
my
fine.
quote was "Do a barrel roll."
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Peppy. Star Fox
I think
64.
it got crimped
Yeah.
during packaging.
Luckily, it was just joking. They're foiled, but no.
Because what we would see sometimes with Pokemon cards is when the machine is doing the sealing at the top,
Mhm.
the card slid out of place.
Yep.
And it crimped it along the top, so it's all like ripply.
Yeah.
Some people love.
Oh,
cards
because
like that
they're
because they're like
damaged?
That. Yeah.
I can see that. There's like
I
coin
mean-
collectors that do that.
Yeah.
That was many,
It's like really-
like I brought that up so many times when I worked at the card shop. I'm
Yep.
like, this card is effed up. Why would someone want to buy this?
Yeah.
It's
The collector
damaged.
thing,
It's a damaged card. It doesn't make any sense.
but because it's damaged in a specific
the-
It
rare
was
way-
damaged in production,
The
so
old-
therefore it's
Yeah.
unique.
The old man magic, like official judge dude that I worked with was like, yeah, I know, but
Mhm.
it's
All collectors
a
have
thing.
that.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Like I remember there's like specific like old pennies that if they're damaged a certain way are worth a ton more. And yeah.
Or if like the foiling was off slightly, or if
Oh.
it was like doubled.
Yeah,
like the
that would be interesting.
Printing errors and stuff.
Mhm.
Or if it clipped into another card, like cutting the sheet
Mhm.
got messed up. God, it's like to me it doesn't make sense. That shit's like, why would you want that? But
You would think. I guess we're overthinking.
Well,
trading
Tyler,
card
whenever
collectors are very-
we're looking at schedules, I guess you and I can go do our own thing when they're doing magic shit. Unless they do the magic shit when you're doing the painting shit, and then I'm by myself
Yep.
all alone,
That's probably what's gonna happen.
and I'm gonna be like, I'm in Gen Con all by myself.
Need scissors.
Scissors. Clippers.
This is not tearing at all. Just trying to get the.
You can also keep learning to paint. I could.
That requires patience.
I
Good.
was just about
Yeah.
to say,
It's like we know Logan.
literally, that requires patience. We all know.
It's funny that I can train people and have patience to do
Yeah,
that, but when it
yeah.
comes to other shit, I don't have
It's
patience.
a different type of patience.
Right, because
I don't have the patience for
you're
that.
getting paid to be patient.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Situation.
This is true.
I actually almost wouldn't mind trying the painting things. I want to get into it someday, but again, I already have too many interests and not enough time.
I shake way too much.
Oh, sure.
Like
Yeah.
Gundams is one thing because
Oh, there's all the extra stickers.
I've seen some insane painting
Oh, yeah.
jobs.
like when we would go to tabletop.
Yeah. There's
And
guys up there.
They have the sets all in the cases and stuff. I'm like, holy shit, this is insane.
One of my uncles has been painting up there, and so he knows some of those people. And like he showed us this picture,
Wow.
close up, of course, of a figure where the guy, it was like a goblet or something that was in a pinstripe suit. So he individually painted all these microscopic pinstripes, and I guess it took him like a year.
How do you get that done, man?
It's nuts. Or like I found another one on Facebook randomly that I sent to him where like they were wearing something that was like fur or something, and you could see like each individual bit in the fabric, and it's
Yeah.
just nuts.
I guess Tyler, the the painting class that you're looking at, is that like the next level of the one that we did, or is it even past that?
Next
It's
level.
super advanced
Is it like super duper advanced painting?
painting.
Also, I guess, is it one of the ones that like you bring your own stuff, or do they have stuff?
Well, the one that we went to, they gave us
Good.
everything,
Okay.
but that doesn't necessarily mean.
Yeah, depending on timing, I might want to try it if it's just an opportunity to get to try it.
I mean, yeah, they provided the paint and brushes.
But it was the most expensive. Or wait, I don't know if it was the most expensive, but it was.
Not cheap.
No,
Right.
I
It was one of the
expect-
more not. It was a not cheap one.
Sure.
Was the
Well, what do you consider not cheap?
I don't know, Tyler. What was the price for
All
the
right,
starter
what's
one?
this disc gonna be?
We keep asking all these
Sakura
questions.
Wars 2.
Oh, I'm looking at.
No,
the-
okay. I was looking too.
Virtua
But like we've asked him like
Fighter,
4 questions now, so he's probably sitting there.
Nights into
typing
Dreams.
seriously.
Oh, yeah. What games?
I'm probably gonna go with Sakura Wars
Oh,
first.
nice.
And then
They had a new anime of that
I'll
recently.
try to figure out how to get some more discs to have the rest of these collectible on there.
Yeah. What if you could like print some or something?
Maybe.
I would imagine
buy 'em.
so.
Well, the only thing with printing them is you're not gonna get it that clear.
But you're putting a sticker on both sides,
True.
so it almost could be a different material, honestly.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
It'd be nice if it had like the hologram look to it.
Like that.
Yeah.
has a
he
bottom
said that
sticker.
it was probably like $25-$30.
Oh, what?
That's not bad.
That's it?
Yeah, I was expecting like
Well,
or
I
100.
think I think the issue is more that you're buying like how many events while you're
Right.
there.
Sure.
So it stacks, so like out of your options.
but it's either that or like walk around for hours. So
Hey,
might as well.
I
There's
can
a
do
lot
that.
to look at from
Yeah.
what Logan told me.
And knowing me, I'm gonna be at the vendor hole like 5 times. So.
Yeah.
Yup.
See? And that would be the other thing is that, if Tyler's doing this, Tyler said that he is probably looking to do specific. I'll just read it.
Yeah.
But I'd probably do one that teaches you a specific skill, like how to paint leather.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
It was, let's see, the terrain ones can be more expensive, like 45 to 60, depending on what
Sure.
they're teaching.
You're right, because that's not just painting. That's like
Little bits of stuff.
attaching little, yeah.
Yeah.
like
Usually
the
there's like terrain objects.
blades of grass and
Yeah.
shit.
So there's the faces.
Tufts of. Okay, so they do come with pre-attached.
But there are
Stickers.
stickers if you want to modify them.
I love that. Is that her butt or her boobies?
Probably her boobs. Because I have the other piece here, which is like the
Oh, do you want to see?
breastplate.
It's mostly just cleavage. It
Right.
looks like a butt.
Now I know this one's the butt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no way I would be able to attach stickers that tiny and not have her be like,
Yeah.
Let's see. They also have classes on stuff like learning to use thermoplastic
Ooh.
to cosplay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Ellen's looked into that.
Mhm.
I was almost
That stuff is hard.
I was
like, doing
almost
that stuff.
back and forth. I'm like, I'd really like Ellen to make me something for Gen Con.
Uh-huh.
Well, you gotta tell me.
Gotta start
I
planning.
actually have money to buy materials to make things.
Yeah, and you
I
gotta
mean, I
start
could
early.
buy the materials,
You
but it
also
would
have
definitely
to-
be a you and your mom whenever she comes over.
What are you saying? I can't do it myself?
I mean, you could.
What would you do? Do you know?
No.
It has to be small enough to fit in your luggage.
Well, we're
Yes.
driving.
Yeah,
Oh.
So-
Okay.
but still,
Yeah,
like
that'll make it.
certain giant pieces would be tricky,
Right.
but we could probably make it work.
Well, half the luggage is gonna be Logan's costume.
Yeah, yeah.
Jankified?
One thing that like I get it, but it's kind of sad. I feel like women have a lot more options for cosplay.
That's just.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Let me rephrase that. it's hard to be a fat guy and have a good cosplay, because unless you're just gonna be, I'm a fat version of this person.
Sure.
So it's like, oh, I'm gonna go as Cloud. Okay, so you're Cloud who kind of let himself go a little bit.
In the later years, yeah.
You know, oh, you want to be like this dude from 14. Oh, so you're this dude from 14 kind of let himself go a little bit. Or let's say that I wanted to be like Leon from Resident Evil. Oh, so you're Leon, but you decided to let yourself go a little bit.
You could find series where you could find a character.
So the
Like-
only character that I can be,
Kind of the argument is like your options are.
Yes.
the only thing I could be is E Honda.
No.
That's it.
You
That's
could
all.
be Fat Prompto.
Like, I think you could pull. Well, you'd have to be interested enough, but you could pull off like a Monster Hunter guy that's a little bigger. Like
That's a lot of armor.
that's
to
a lot of
deal
armor.
with.
Yeah, and the giant weapons and stuff.
I mean, we.
But
You can be any sumo wrestler barbarian class ever. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
But Logan wants a nice intricate costume.
Logan could be one of those
That's
dozens
fine.
of stormtroopers.
But I'm not gonna
Yeah,
get it done
maybe.
in time for Gen Con, let alone Naka.
Yeah.
That would take a long time. But I follow a cosplayer on Instagram who
Mhm.
made a crazy Monster Hunter
Yeah. Oh yeah.
cosplay.
There's
Like, I
this.
think the weapon glowed.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
I wonder if it's the same one I'm thinking of. There's one that always shows up on my Facebook timeline, and she always does these insane. She's done like multiple Monster Hunters, and yeah, has lights and shit.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's she's Kamui cosplay, and she did a really
Blanking on
crazy
her name.
Aloy.
Yeah, yeah. She's done
Oh
it.
my
It
God.
probably is the same girl.
Yeah.
She has like a little dog that shows up
She's
occasionally.
done official
Yeah.
cosplays for Blizzard,
Mhm.
like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I bet it is the same girl.
Yeah.
She does amazing stuff.
She's
It's funny watching those because they make it look so damn easy.
so easy.
But
right?
they're either showing you the one that worked out, or they just done 100 of them,
A
so
million,
it's all
screwed it
yeah.
up a million times before you get it right.
Yeah.
Like the thermoplastic stuff,
Yeah.
sure, they'll make it look real and easy. But when you finally get to it, you're using heat guns and shit. And it's not cheap. Not cheap.
The little manga. I like how she's chibi, but still
Hey, you know who I could
proportions.
be. Granted, again, it would be a lot because it's all armor.
Uh-huh.
But I could be Gilgamesh from 14. He's a bigger dude.
Face paint. You would not be able to touch your face at all.
Sure.
Because he has a white face with he has like no makeup. Like no
What's the
kabuki theater makeup.
yeah, oh yeah, that's a lot of work. What's the one kid that's part of Avalanche that's at the beginning of like 7?
Oh, Wedge.
Yeah. You could be him.
You know what's funny? I always thought his name was Biggs because he's the bigger one.
That's the joke.
But it's
yeah,
not.
Yeah.
He was such a like
So if you ever get to play
Especially the new one, he's just like,
dope.
you who's making
pizza.
pizza?
They like
Mhm.
talk it up like crazy, yeah.
So when you play Chrono Cross, there's 2 characters that do the same thing. They kind of borrowed that.
Well, I'm on to doing all the stickers.
Um,
There's a lot of freaking stickers.
Is there any? But yeah, I don't know. If I'm serious, then I need to figure out something soon.
Yes.
very.
Because you have
When it's
till August.
there might be a time of crunch depending upon what you want.
Well, there's always. Oh no, Naka's sooner. I was about to say.
That would be impossible.
Yeah. Unless you didn't have a job and that's all you did.
Ellen, I need you to quit your job.
Logan, I'm gonna
Just win the lotto.
Ellen, I need you to win the lottery.
yeah, I'll get right on that.
Oh, there it is. OT. The only problem I have with some of these is like all the pictures are in black and white, of course, but it's like I didn't know this is the red sheet. I just have to know. have to look at every single sheet until you.
But to your point that women have a lot more variety when cosplaying.
Yeah.
That's if you are a fit woman.
Sure.
That
But-
is a hinging factor. A lot of women and girls don't cosplay because they do not have the perfect anime body.
I think there's more that are still, pushing bounds, however you want to put it, where like,
Oh yeah,
sure,
no, there are.
but they'd still pull off a good costume. Like, I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of it.
But it's
It's-
almost like they have to put in more effort
Sure,
than other cosplayers.
which isn't fair.
But that's
'Cause-
the way of the world.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of like in a couple different levels. There's the people that try and do something, and it's like almost like a Halloween level. And I think that's cool. You did something.
You do your thing.
Yeah, whatever.
You do your thing.
And then there's like the professionals, and that's like a whole different thing
Yeah,
almost.
that's a whole nother level.
Because like they can't even be in those costumes very long.
No, they can't.
So it's a lot of work.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. They can't wear those all day.
No.
That would be absolute misery.
Have you ever watched Adam Savage do his outfits?
Mm-mm.
So he does like big suits and stuff. Because like one of his things is he'll go to like Comic-Con or one of the big ones, and he
Completely covered.
yeah. So you don't know it's him,
You
and
don't know.
if people find him, they kind of maybe get some prize or just like a thumbs up or whatever. But yeah, he has insane costumes. Like he does like movie quality props because that's what
Well,
he did
yeah,
professionally.
I was like, he's been what is that? I can't remember what his studio that he was a part of.
Lucas.
Yeah, the studio that was they did Netflix.
Oh yeah, so that was a smaller one, but he did work at Lucas, and he worked on like one of the R2s and a bunch of other.
Yeah.
He worked on some of the prequels.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Quarter Crew.
Yes. Yeah.
They
yeah.
had a VR artist react, but
Yes.
with Adam Savage.
He had so much fun.
He talked about him working on Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he made like a full-on Chewbacca. He made multiple spacesuits from different series or like just official NASA ones. Yeah, so he's done a bunch of these, but obviously like in a Chewie outfit, that's a shitload of hair. So
Yeah,
like
it's hot.
he can only be in that so long. And he has like usually fans or like one of the cool shirts or things.
Oh yeah.
So.
Jesus. Another.
Imagine how hot like the vendor hall gets.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Now imagine wearing like inflated
Mm-hmm.
underwear.
Walking for like half a mile
Right.
until you get there. Yeah.
I can't remember, Tyler. Are we over a mile away or less than a mile? I think it was less.
I thought it was like half, but maybe not.
All I know is that we were a shorter distance. Our hotel is a shorter walk. I think it was only 4 blocks.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.6 miles. I know that this walk is shorter than our walk was when we were at PAX East.
Sure.
Where is it?
Indianapolis.
Ah.
That's the other thing. So they have like the like a pre-night where I can't remember what it's called, but it's like they bring in all these food trucks, and then there's a local brewery that does a Gen Con beer, and it's always different every year.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
I
like
took pictures of those cans. They have like special cans too.
Huh.
So I remember the block party
I remember.
and block party. Do, 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 do.
Are you doing rock lobster?
Yep.
Slightly different.
Yeah, so I got like, well, I was pissed because I got 2 beers and their cans are like 16-ounce cans or bigger.
Sure.
I think one was 16 ounces and the other one was, I think, 20 or 22. So I'm like double fisting these huge beers,
Mm-hmm.
but I got 2 of them because I was like, well, I want to try your like theme one for this year. And then they have like their other just regular brews that they have, and one of them was a blonde or something like that. And I was like, ooh, I'll try that. And they opened up both, and I was like, well, shit.
Shit.
I was gonna drink this at the hotel.
Yep.
So then I had to down both of them
Oh,
before we
had
leave
to.
the area.
I'm assuming it's because they don't want you walking around with open containers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's illegal in some areas.
But
So you just had to get drunk.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't.
forced you.
I didn't
just-
get drunk,
They
but
just forced it down your throat. Jeez.
They held him down.
hey,
made him drink it.
they do food trucks every day, so
Yeah. I mean, they had food trucks. Was it there or am I thinking of PAX? Yeah.
They did that as well.
I never got to do it because it just would take too long.
But
But
I heard they were pretty busy most of the time.
yep. This one is not.
better.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tyler and I usually had to set like an hour and a half
Ooh.
to
Eat.
eat,
Yeah.
There are a lot of people.
and then as far as I know, this is going to be full attendance.
Full capacity.
Sure.
I think.
Well, that's the funny thing is when we went to Indie PopCon, like you could tell they were only using maybe a half or quarter of the building. So it's gonna be big.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, I don't even think we were necessarily in their main hall, right?
If we were, it was like only part of the main hall. Like they even
Yeah.
had part of it closed off.
We might have been in.
I feel like it was
Oh,
a
you would know.
smaller area because I remember we kept walking back to the back area and there was a whole nother huge space back there.
We were in half of the vendor hall, if even that. I think. I don't remember.
Because they had half of it closed
So,
off.
Tyler, do you remember when we went to Indie PopCon a few years ago? Where our booth was that the same? That hall is the vendor hall, I think. And we were probably in like a half or a quarter of that. I don't remember.
I ain't gonna get that stuck in my head.
Rock, lobster. Ooh, skadooba dope.
That's pretty much the lyrics.
Neither of you guys have played Elden Ring?
I haven't
No, I haven't.
started it yet.
What class are you on?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna do a spur of the moment call of like, I'll do this.
So to give you an idea of how far I've gone, I've done the 2 dungeons in that early area, and I got the jellyfish. I've done a little
Your
exploring out there.
jellyfish friend.
Yep.
I'm gonna like crank that fucker up.
Yep.
Because that jellyfish is my best fucking friend now.
Is it like a thing that'll
It's
follow you
spirit
around?
summon.
It's a summon.
Oh, okay.
The problem with the spirit summons, they're very handy for me, and especially in single player type situations. You can only summon them in specific areas.
Specific area.
Which is really dumb. But whatever.
I see all of Indie PopCon fit in the vendor hall of Gen Con with space to spare.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we were there was like a quarter of it that wasn't even used. It was just open space. And then I think there was another wall. But yeah, I'm a caster.
You shot Arcanist, right?
Yeah. It's been pretty fun so far. The only thing is I only have like 2 actually useful spells.
Mm-hmm.
I
You have the 2 Glintstone spells, right?
So you start with those, and then I bought more. So there's a early vendor that will give you more glint spells. But it's funny because like she sells the 2 I already have, and then like 3 others. And I bought them after a lot of saving, and they're not as good. So yeah, so I basically right now have one that's single target, like missile,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just one of the ones you start with, and it's
Yeah.
good general purpose. There's one that's like a
A wave.
flat blade,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That one's good for like groups of enemies.
Mhm.
There's one that's like kind of like magic missile or shotgun, and it just sends a bunch. And then there's another one, I forget what it does, but it's similar. But yeah, I'm really curious to get other magics and see how they work.
There's a really killer build that I saw for a magic user.
Mhm.
They started with Prophet.
Yeah.
But I guess you can start with Confessor too. But it's Dragon Fire Priest, I think. And
Dragon fire.
all you use is fire.
Yeah, I can see that.
All you need is like one sort of like single target fire spell,
Mm-hmm.
and then the only other one you really need is this. It's like a dragon fire spell
Mm-hmm.
that you get from going to the island off the coast and sacrificing a dragon heart.
Huh.
Well, not sacrificing, you actually fucking eat it,
Of course.
but
Sacrificing it to your belly.
it gives you crazy. There's 3 different crazy spells.
Well, I am dead.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that the actual like color that it was? Is it, like dark
So I
gray?
think there are different color options.
This might have been
but
like Japanese.
I think this might have been the Japanese. But
'Cause I thought it was a lighter gray, but that might be.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
stick that puppy up under there.
yeah, so there's the controller. Focus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Focus. Console itself with disc.
And it
Inside,
rotate.
yeah.
Gosh dang, that's cool.
Got all the like system labels and ports and stuff.
Hey, wait, do the disc again.
It is. There you go.
There.
Yeah, that's but yep, pretty cool.
Very cool.
So nice.
Let's see. Tyler said, I'm hoping that they use Lucas Oil Field again, because that's pretty much all just open gaming space, so we can play whatever games you buy.
It's so
It
sounds
It's
horrible.
the football field.
the arena,
Oh.
yeah. Because we drove past it when we went to Pop.
We parked next to it.
It'd just be
Yeah.
hilarious to go there and nope, it's just a field full of oil. You gotta wade yourself through.
All there's just oil pumps.
Yep.
Or like the.
Lucas Oil is that brand.
Yeah. It's just silly sounding. Uh,
So it's Lucas Oil Field.
Right.
yes.
I'll have to send you that video. Keep going. Dumb.
I do like it so far. I did a version of that with my Demon Souls playthrough. And yeah, it's a very different style. You obviously have to keep some distance.
Now,
but
this one's you're like right up in it.
oh,
Like,
with the fire.
shooting
Yeah.
everywhere.
But if you dodge roll enough, it's probably fine. But yeah, for mine, I'm trying to keep distance, but then you do run out of mana. So like I've been trying to, like I have more mana flasks I think than health.
I have more health.
It would be great if you could like regain health.
Although I'm
or
a
mana another
professor
way.
and I have. Although I'm a professor and I have incantation.
Yeah.
I have not.
Step away for a moment.
Sure.
Right back. Apparently disconnected at some point.
Oh,
But I mean, I'm sure you guys can hear me on the other mics in the
that's
room.
funny.
But yeah, because we're all picking up each other
Yeah.
pretty well.
It'd be nice if we just had like a room mic, but
Yeah, that's what I was.
it's tricky to mic it properly, especially with enough reflections. We've at least covered most of them with some of the pads, but these are actually like cheap pads. You get better,
Yeah.
better than nothing. It makes a big difference.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'd be curious what you think of a caster build.
Me or her?
Probably her. I think you're mostly done.
Well, I was telling Ellen this morning, I'm like, I think if I'm gonna try again,
hmm
I'm going to do a
Bag of Lines.
all just like heavy tank.
Remember that tanking can still only get you so far. You do have to roll, but yes.
You have to dodge, dippy, ducky, dash.
Because even blocking, you still take some damage. But yeah,
Well,
unless you perfect block.
There are shields that negate 100%.
Sure.
Don't have to slam the door.
I was gonna let you pick.
They're 100% damage.
Sure. Are they like super heavy?
Okay, we'll have Tyler pick.
They're on the
Tyler,
heavy side, but
you have the choice, and by you I mean you're
limited by-
letting Shane. Your choice is for Shane. But anyways, Mountain Dew Spark or Mountain Dew Watermelon. Major melon, whatever.
What about minor melon? Melon
The
flat.
choice is yours and yours alone.
Yeah.
Not extreme enough.
Melon
Well, he
shark
said
could be-
Spark with a question mark, so I'm gonna. No. He knows what Spark is. I'm assuming it's just one of those. He's like, I don't know, Spark.
You have
Unless you
chosen
don't
a-
remember what Spark is, Tyler, which it's that raspberry lemonade one.
Whenever somebody talks about the Coke Starlight, like it tastes like space.
Yeah.
All I
had it.
All I can think of is Portal.
It's funny
Portal
because
2.
like
Space.
I don't know that I would say it tastes like space. To me, it tastes like
You
the-
don't know. You've never
I
been to
Tastes
space.
like cotton
I-
candy.
I can prove
It-
it doesn't taste like
it
space.
So
tastes
I
like-
got it.
Yeah.
Granted, I found the zero one, the zero sugar,
Oh.
which I didn't
You bought
realize
that.
it was. I didn't realize it was zero sugar.
right.
But yeah, it tasted like cotton
See, to
candy.
me, it didn't taste like cotton candy. It tasted like the orange vanilla in the body of it, but it had a little bit of a preliminary and aftertaste that were a little different. Yeah,
So yeah,
I liked it, but yeah,
I backed this Kickstarter that was to make the cologne of the smell of space and the smell of the moon.
Oh my god.
Yep. So it's actually NASA did the research, because of course they did, of what space smells like, so that they could get astronauts accustomed to it. So they know what the chemical compound of like the average space environment above Earth smells like. Because
Right.
they're gonna get some trace of it when they do
Yep.
EVAs and
Yep.
stuff.
What?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I got
had
this
it up
fragrance.
here,
Yeah, I
didn't
brought it. I can bring it again. It does not smell pleasant. It's they equate it to like burnt steak and gunpowder and some other stuff. But it's like the trace elements and metals that are burning and stuff that are
yeah,
up there.
Yeah, because
Uh,
that's exactly what stars are.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and basically trace elements that are left up there that
Yeah.
are getting burnt in the sun.
Mhm.
But yeah,
So basically, space exhaust.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's at least the average space above Earth.
I'm almost at a point that I can stop. Just so you know.
Almost. So you're telling us
Either
you're
way.
stopping soon.
I mean, we're getting to that.
It's interesting. I wonder what this panel is for.
Is it like a debug board?
No, because there's kind of just like a big capacitor looking thing in there. Maybe that's supposed to be the battery, the clock battery, and this is an access
Oh,
port for it.
Maybe. Look it up.
Speaking of, I need to put or wait, no. I was gonna say my Dreamcast can't keep the time, but I think that might be the VMU that holds that.
That could be.
Maybe there is a system battery on. I can't remember. My Dreamcast that is technically two Dreamcasts Frankenstein together.
Yep.
Yeah, I basically
It's
ordered.
only the shell that counts.
Well, so I ordered a second donor system that was, to be fair, this donor system was like just the system. They said they tested it and showed it like plugged up and working, but not. But I'm like, I only need the drive,
parts.
the drive mainly, and like whatever else is extra on there is just icing on the cake.
Backup.
So I got it, and it actually did work just fine on its own. But, or no, maybe it didn't. Either way, I know I took the drive assembly from the donor system, put it in my main system, and it works like flawlessly now. Because the original drive I had, the laser was starting to die.
Oh.
And there's certain models that are just like less resilient.
Laser.
Yeah, so
Are
but
you
I
saying that
also
Coca-Cola is lying to me about the space thing?
yeah,
Yes, basically.
I wouldn't classify it as space. I don't know why
They probably just thought of
marketed
something.
that
What
way,
what
but-
tastes out of this world?
yeah.
Spurs.
Apparently cotton candy.
And I did the
Slash
same
raspberry.
thing. I did the same thing with my Super Nintendo because I got
Yeah.
I think the main board on my original Super Nintendo model, the controller ports started going.
Mhm.
And like it wasn't the interface, it's the actual main board. So I got another donor system that like the main board was fine, but it had other issues. So I swapped the main board in. I had to resolder the main power board connector and some other stuff. And like the top half of that case was less yellowed and the bottom half of my current one was less yellowed.
Mhm.
So I used those. So between two systems,
you-
I got a
have you
really
seen-
clean
There's a
Super
YouTube
Nintendo.
channel where he restores. a
Yeah.
old
Yeah,
system.
we've
There's
seen
a
it.
bunch of them.
Hey,
Well,
big guy?
Ben Heck
He
or
puts it in what hydrogen
Yes.
peroxide. And
Probably a
then
big guy.
mm,
Yeah. He does a lot of.
He just cleans and restores
Yeah.
old stuff.
Uh,
He puts it
oh,
in-
8-bit guy
Yeah, 8-bit guy.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
puts it in
Well, I was gonna say
uh,
Ben Heck does a lot
Yeah,
of
he,
those too.
he hasn't done as much in a while.
Sure, but
yeah.
he's done a lot
He,
of those.
he doesn't do
too.
as much restoring on the outside. 8-bit guy does.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't even
it's
remember.
hydrogen peroxide mix. That
Oh,
you use,
retrobrighting. Yeah, I've done
retrobrighting.
retrobrighting.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
use
where it's like
UV
tin
light.
foil and yeah.
Well, there's different ways you can do it. So I've done it in sunlight.
Yeah.
But you basically, you can sous vide the water to keep it up to a certain temp.
Yeah.
Expose it to UV for an extended period of time with hydrogen peroxide,
Yeah.
and
it's
that
like
will.
fucking magic.
It's pretty cool.
It's
not
not.
No, but
It's
like,
not permanent because it will more quickly re-yellow because it's been yellowed before.
Oh.
So
it's like
that's
a chemical reaction.
that's where I've been kind of like
Well,
back
for,
in.
for the YouTube videos.
Yes.
It's really good.
Oh no!
I mean,
for
and it-
temporary
it
or
lasts-
to keep it out of the sun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
Well,
thing is like I did my Dreamcast
Mhm.
and it was like near perfect. It's already started to re-yellow in the
Oh.
time, and like the area it's in the house right now does not really get sunlight. So
Yeah.
I'll probably do it again at some point, but I've started considering like doing case swaps. I'm back and forth on that because I love the original cases, but like my NES case needs it. It's pretty yellowed.
Well, the biggest
there's
thing with that is cracked.
yeah, but it's my original one. Like I've had it for almost 30 years.
It would have been nice
So,
if I kept my original.
we kept the
but
original Atari.
I might recase. Yeah, I might recase some of my systems. I haven't decided. Like one of the companies I get a lot of my retro gaming accessories from, they've started producing more, so they just put up for pre-order some pretty sick Dreamcast cases
the
that are
bottom of
like
the hair.
semi-translucent. They have a couple models that are like themed after Resident Evil
Yeah.
for that system.
So you're basically making Mad Cats.
Well,
It's a joke.
yeah, I don't
'Cause
know.
they're like the first people that had like
Themed.
yeah,
themed
the
ones?
see-through.
Oh.
I don't know. Nintendo
That's it.
traditionally had a
Nintendo
lot of
actually had
those.
some official
Yeah.
ones,
But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Mad
if you're
Cat's
going
more
for that,
known.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
but that was one of their things.
Um,
He has a controller of mine.
and then there's a fully like transparent like acrylic NES case that looks pretty sick that they have, so you can see like the board and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
love
I've
the
thought
curtains.
about maybe doing a case swap on that at some point, but I don't know. We'll see. I need to do the RGB upgrade for my NES, and technically, if I really want the cleanest output off my Super Nintendo, I need to get yet another board
Of
or
course.
system.
There's always more.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
Well, no. Most of my setup's pretty solid. It's just
Got the back
That-
part done.
nice.
So
Coming
the
together.
panel.
Yeah, the version of the board I have in my Super Nintendo in general has a little bit of a messy output on the video signal, so you get a little bit of ghosting, even with the scaler
Is this the color
cleaning
that
it
we
up.
got, though?
Yes, yeah. But like all my other systems are super crisp. Like my Dreamcast with the SCART cable I just got is just freaking awesome now.
Where's the T2?
I guess if you ever want to borrow that
T2.
thing I got to see what yours
Oh, he's probably gonna get one, I think. But yeah.
Borrow what thing?
Oh, that
The
little.
little
Oh, the M Classic.
M
Yeah, I'm
Classic.
planning on getting one soon. So yeah, I want you to help me test this, Logan, because nobody's done it in the M Classic comparisons that I've looked at. So the problem with Arceus is that they are doing a scaling in software or whatever in the game that's not an even scale factor. And they're not doing any kind of like smoothing or anything. They're just doing a hard, uneven scale. For the M Classic to work best with its algorithm, it needs kind of like at least a proper like base scale factor. So everybody I've seen that's tested it has been testing it with the system running 1080p, but that's causing the scaling. In theory, if you set the system resolution of your Switch to 720, Arceus will render native to 720, which should cause the M Classic's aliasing to be
upscale.
more effective. It'll be I think it'll output at 1080p, but it'll be properly like aliasing more. So I'm curious to compare like forcing it to 720p and looking at that output versus the other, because I think you might get a little better aliasing results with that.
Sure. I can try that.
Nobody's tested it because I think a lot of people don't understand like how
How
it works best.
Yeah.
But I was showing Sean some of the comparisons of like Dreamcast and PS2 games with that thing.
Yeah.
And it does a really good job of cleaning up a lot of those systems. Yeah, it just adds a really good like aliasing pass. Because the thing, what it basically is, like most of your systems have like a built-in hardware scaler. Like the Xbox One S would technically do like 4K or whatever, but it's got a hardware scaler that's just doing that aliasing and stuff. Switch doesn't have anything like built in at a hardware level to do that. So this is basically just that subcomponent that would normally be part of your system architecture in more newer systems
And
as a post-processing thing. But you can use it with older stuff too. So.
essentially what they're doing is like a software version, which can be better than it is, but
Yeah.
it takes more time.
Yeah.
So the hardware does it for you.
Yeah. So that's why you probably won't really get benefits using the M Classic with like a PS4 or like a more recent
more
system,
modern,
right? Because the built-in scaler's fine. But for these other systems that don't have one or older systems that didn't, it can really provide a better scaling output that has like aliasing and some sharpening and cleanup and stuff. So it's pretty nice. I think the worst thing that you can get because of the sharpening is there can be a little bit of sharpening ringing in the picture, just a bit, but it's usually... So you'll get sharpening artifacts sometimes. Like if you crank sharpen up on your TV, you'll start seeing along the edges like more of a distort, where like
'Cause
the
it's
air,
over-sharpening.
right? It's over sharpening. So like on harsh transitions, you can get a little bit of that with the M Classic, but honestly, all the other like benefits to me outweigh that. You don't really see it much in motion.
Yeah.
The crispiness that it provides to certain things over the base is kind of nice, but
It's always a balancing act.
yeah. But yeah, in the right situation, it can be a really nice like post-processing thing. For about $100, you can sometimes catch it on sale. It's a pretty nice little piece of kit. And the dongle version is better than the cord because it started off as a cord, but it's just if you have it plugged in, it's just always on in that mode. And I think it was missing like some of the picture improvements or something. The dongle version has like a 3-level switch, which sets the modes or does a full bypass. So you have better options with the dongle.
That's just a dongle.
Jangle. Yeah.
Jangle.
It does kind of suck because the HDMI version was able to tap that power and the dongle needs external power, but you usually have a USB port you can
Yeah.
spare for that stuff. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have my Switch for now use that on my setup downstairs. But I might try it with, be curious to try it with like the scaler doing, well, see, I couldn't, yeah, I'd have to do kind of a hybrid setup with no scaler if I wanted to use it like for the PS2 or something. But I need to finish hooking up my PS2 because I finally brought that down for your photo shoot thing. And then I got to fish out like the cords and stuff for it because I've got those in storage. But
That reminds me, I still need to plug in my PS3 to get that last update.
yeah, me too.
Update.
Yeah, they fix one of the
Major
like,
flaws.
system issues.
Yeah. So there's this whole thing where the PS3, they're getting rid of the network, obviously, because it's old. But because of how they designed it, it needs to check in with the servers occasionally. Otherwise, your PS3 will essentially just stop working.
Genius.
Yeah. And it would already break a bunch of things, like certain achievements that would pop would actually just like cause a game to crash or like not ever work, or like there were save issues. So
Genius.
yeah. So you have to get one last update because they're shutting down the service that'll stop it from requiring that check in with the servers, because the servers won't be there. So.
Right.
And what's fun too is like there's an internal battery, and in theory, if that battery never died, it would be fine. But if that battery dies, it needs to check the time on the server. So then it would essentially permanently break your server, your console. Yep. They didn't want people to cheat to get achievements. It should have never been.
Fucking achievement.
It should have
Right.
never been tied with
Did
that.
you guys see that the Switch now sort of has some little achievement?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Okay, so they kind of just randomly rolled this out the other day, and not a lot of people know about it yet. If you go to the Switch Online app, like the actual app for Switch Online, there now are challenges that you can do for different games. Now, granted, right now I think it's a specific subset of games or whatever.
Well, it's like NES
right.
games, and some of them are dumb.
Well, it's not just NES.
No,
There's
but I'm
a-
saying some of them now.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of them are dumb too, because it's like you started the game, you get the achievement.
Some of that. But
Yeah.
the thing is, for
Yay,
completing...
participation
Well,
trophy.
so for completing them, you get credits.
Yeah.
And you can now spend those credits to get some digital things like... The big thing is stuff to create your avatar. So they now have, like, parts you can purchase to make an avatar. So, like, you can get different backgrounds, different characters, different frames to overlay, and you can, like, create your own little avatar. So they have a bunch of Animal Crossing ones, they have a bunch of Mario Odyssey ones, and they'll be rotating in and out, like, different things you can do. So you can kind of just do these little, like, rotating challenge things to earn stuff and get little goodies like that. But it's kind of a fun little thing. It is interesting they didn't really announce it. They just kind of like put it out there.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little addition, I think. It doesn't hurt.
I do know that some people are complaining because some of those things are time limited. So like if you don't get the achievement, you might not ever see that again.
Yeah. That's true.
And
but-
like a lot of them are tied currently to Switch Online, so you essentially need
yeah,
Switch Online.
it is a Switch Online perk. But you know.
Wait.
And then, yeah, you haven't tried it yet, but I played the Kirby demo. And I'm digging it. I was kind of not really sure what to expect because I haven't really played a lot of like Kirby games in a little while. But yeah, you should check it out. I did. You actually, so this is interesting. A lot of what they've
Full
shown,
mouth mode.
a lot of what they've shown is literally
Mouthful
just
mode.
mouthful mode. A lot of what they've shown on that game is literally like the first level or two.
Yes.
Like they actually have not shown very much of the full game in terms of like the level variety. So in the demo, you do the car, you do the cone, you do the vending machine. Like right off the bat. So there's definitely, and it like you use it more than I thought you might.
Yeah.
I guess throughout the
It
progression.
didn't seem like a novelty, like.
Yeah, no, but so one thing I think that's kind of cool that they haven't really talked about with this is there's a lot of like hidden and little side goal type things as you're going along. That you can use like mouthful mode or certain copy abilities or other things to complete. So like you'll come across like randomly like this red flower that you like hit and it kind of blooms, and a goal will pop up in the corner of your screen that's like cause 5 flowers to bloom, like 1 of 5, and so you can find the others around the stage as you go. Or like when you rescue a Waddle Dee that might be like hidden somewhere, you'll be like, rescue all the Waddle Dees, and there's like 4 in this stage, and so you'll find out that they're kind of hidden behind some different areas you kind of have to seek out and maybe complete like a little, I wouldn't call it a full-on puzzle, but some kind of a little environmental thing to like find them and get to them and stuff. So it's kind of cool because it's like, not only are you just, doing the typical Kirby, copy abilities and other stuff and progressing through the stage, but there's other stuff. Right. There's other stuff to do, maybe some reason to replay some levels. And I know there is kind of a light RPG like progression in this one where you can actually level the different abilities. You build up the town like as you rescue Waddle Dees, and you start getting the ability to like level up your abilities so they're more stronger and other traits. So
Stronger Vester.
yeah, the demo basically has 2 levels and the first boss, and it's pretty fun. Like I haven't been into Kirby for a while because the games kind of took a angle that I wasn't a huge fan of. Like I played a lot of classic Kirby and I really liked it.
Yeah.
This is the first one I feel like I kind of want to get it when it comes out. Like I don't want to wait on this one. I'm looking forward to it. So
I always like the idea of Kirby, but
Yeah.
I never got that far into it.
yeah, it's pretty fun. Like I would definitely recommend like check out some of the classics on Switch Online because they're really good. Like the Super Nintendo and NES ones are very solid.
I think I'm gonna go with the smug kind of happy face.
Another thing that's kind of interesting
There's also
about
Happy
Kirby
or Neutral.
is there's a there's a dynamic difficulty selector. So basically, whenever you're gonna do a stage, you pick what difficulty style you want for that stage. There's like a, what do they call it? Like there's kind of like a breezy mode, which is kind of like easy, where you don't get as many.
Breezy.
Right, you can finish it without a lot of like risk of death, but you don't gain many benefits for like leveling and doing stuff and collecting. Or you can do wild mode, which is more challenging, but you get more benefit from it. And yeah, I played on wild mode. The first 2 stages, it wasn't like that hard. The boss though was actually like a little more challenging than I was expecting in terms of like, if you're not like, I guess, following the patterns, you can get close to getting killed fairly easily. So
It's pretty cute.
nice.
It's funny too because she has full-on ears, but it's behind the hair. Like there's a lot of detail.
So it's funny when you were holding that out like this, I thought for a split second that this was some kind of like cloaked figurine type spirit thing,
Sure.
where it's like this is like it's like a draped clothing, arms, like a head stooped over with like a thing on it.
Oh, sure. Too.
Oh, like that, yeah,
Or just the front too.
yeah. So focus.
Yep.
There's the head. But yeah, it was funny. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Kirby. It should be pretty fun. I think that comes out toward the end of this month. So
underneath it says GTR.
And when is Switch Sports coming out?
Soon, actually.
Yeah.
Soon. All I
Uh,
can think of is that owl
Yes.
that you
There's a
posted.
couple.
so I guess the other thing I heard in Nintendo news about that is that people have data mined it and found a couple references to some more sports that haven't been shown.
Oh yeah.
I think basketball, dodgeball,
What?
and maybe one other one was found in there. So there's probably going to be more content updates down the road with more sports. But I'm picking that up for sure. Hell, even just for the bowling. I played like the Wii
Right.
bowling like
I can hear
all the time.
I can
Yeah.
hear the intro
Yeah.
song.
Yep.
Do do do
Yep.
do do ding.
But yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Strike.
I think I
Yep.
even though
So
people
many memes from that.
even though people weren't supposed to talk about their experience with the network test, I think generally I heard pretty good things that people enjoyed it. So, and it's weird too because so many people think that the Mii's aren't in it. So many people think, oh, they took away the Mii's, and like they did not pay attention to the second half of the presentation when Koizumi and the other guy were literally using their Mii characters
Yeah,
to
yeah.
play.
That was like a half.
They're
of the
in there
presentation.
as an option. Like I don't understand this like weird like people are really pissed off about it. I'm
They
like,
weren't
did
paying
you
attention.
not see it? There's so many people I've seen that are like, I just wish they kept the Mii's, and everybody's like,
Why?
they're in there.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Why
they're
wouldn't they?
in
They
there.
spoke
That would be stupid.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be the dumbest move.
I will say, like, they definitely pushed the Mii's to the back seat a bit with the
Sure.
Switch, but they are there. You can still make them. Miitopia was released for the system.
Yeah.
Like, can't remember what I thought of Miitopia. I know I tried the demo for it, and there were things I liked about it, but I think there were also some things I'm like, I just don't know if I'm 100% feeling it.
Yeah.
I did really like the Street Pass like Mii games where, you know, it was like you would collect people and it was an RPG. I think I fully completed the first one.
So either I'm missing a piece or I dropped a piece.
Yep.
But,
I don't
Stuck in
see
the
anything on the floor.
It's bound to happen.
Or you put an extra piece somewhere you weren't supposed to.
that could also be, but
I was more kidding.
well, I mean, yeah, it's so basically it's just the very front bumper. It's that those blue pieces that are exposed. There should be one of these like two rounded pieces. So maybe when we clean up, I'll see.
Sure.
I'm not really super worried about
I'm
it,
worried about it.
I'm worried.
I'm worried that you're not worried.
but I am on the home stretch because I don't have very many pieces left.
Sure.
But
Yeah. There's a lot of good things this month.
Mhm.
I think next month.
Triangle Strategy came out this
yeah,
Yeah.
Friday.
Well, strategic and triangle act.
Yep.
I'm curious about that one.
I'm surprised
still
I
need
haven't
to
seen
get
any
back to it.
reviews on it yet.
They
Maybe
probably
they
don't have.
maybe nobody
access.
got early copies
Yeah.
or whatever.
Most companies are moving away from that early review thing, which is dumb. It's because they
don't want
it doesn't help them at all
right.
anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, if there's anything negative, why put it out there early?
Right. Not only that, but I think just so many people have gotten to the point where if it's not at least like an 88 or above on average, they're gonna pass
It
on
must be
it.
shit.
Right. And it's just like, guys, like there are good games that aren't necessarily that much. Like
Well, that's why.
sure they may not be flawless masterpieces that are raising the bar, but like
That's a lot of. good
yeah,
games
there are
get
still
skipped over
good
because of
games. Yeah.
Easy Allies, one of the things I always thought was fun. They promote is that they call it swimming in sevens.
Yeah.
They're like an average score of 7. They're still decent games. They're
Yeah.
worth playing. There's something redeemable there, and they'll always talk about those. Even one of their Twitch emotes is like a 7 with like a waves, or they have like a 10 for a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've gotten so like, cynical and disillusioned by game reviews
Mhm.
I mean,
I
I
just
still think there's benefits
Yeah,
to seeing what the overall consensus is.
you should go there for their
But-
opinion.
That
But-
should not be the only thing. Like, I've had games that I've seen where it's been so on like the critical reception, but what I'm hearing about the game and how the game works, I know that's something I would probably enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's fine. Like, if it's not, other people had certain issues with it or whatever, like, I'll at least give it a shot. But yeah, I mean, it can help at least if people in mass are just really not feeling something or calling out a crappy practice.
Yeah.
Like,
There are
But
decent
yeah.
reasons for it. But
yeah.
All right.
Oh, I
Pretty
should.
sure I'm on the last part.
I was gonna say I didn't get a chance to bring any of my magic stuff,
Mhm.
but I need to show you the new mats because they're pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
They came out with all new Kamigawa play mats.
yeah.
They sold out immediately, like everywhere.
This
Everywhere.
set's been very popular.
Yeah, no, this set's been performing like insanely
Well,
well.
it also
but
is bringing one back
Yeah.
that was pretty
super popular to
beloved.
begin with.
Sure.
It's what I started collecting with back in 05
So
was
it's-
Kamigawa.
It's
Yeah.
bringing a lot of people back.
But
and-
there's a really cool like neon samurai playmat
I
that
think I know
has
which
like
one it
black
is.
stitching. I managed to get that one, and then the Wandering Emperor one I got
Yeah,
because she has
nice.
her own.
Hers is really
Yes, hers is really cool. But yes, I literally had to hunt around online to find the one retailer that had like one left. And it's funny, at least one of them, I think the Wandering Emperor one, the only reason I think they had stock of it was because their product page for the mat, you could not find it on their website with their search or their
Wow.
listings. You could not find the listing, but if you Googled it, you could find their product page for it and order it.
hiding it.
So I ordered it, and sure enough, it showed up like 2 days later.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, I found somebody that had one of the like samurai one left. So I was like, damn. And sometimes they do that because they haven't released yet. Like I've seen cases where they say like they're out of stock everywhere because it's just a pre-order technically.
Mhm.
But no, that was not the case. Apparently they came out and just immediately went. There are like some other cool ones in the set, but I
Could
think
be
I'm
that-
good.
It could be that some of the shops and retailers are holding back.
Sure,
that
I'm
could be.
sure. But there
I assume they'll
is
make
a
more.
pretty cool one that I was tempted to, but I don't need it. It's all
You don't
the
need it.
it's all the lands. It's
Oh, I
like
saw
an
that one.
it's like an
It's
eight.
like a slash.
So it's like an 8-foot long one. Like it's
8 foot?
yeah, it's like a table
It's a
mat.
table mat.
Oh.
It's like $120.
I saw a picture of it. I
but
didn't
it
realize
is
was that big.
gorgeous.
Yeah, there are a
But
whole
they're
lot of them.
out of stock everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't find that one.
It's a steering wheel.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, I have done. So I've got one section left, which is the wheels and the front of the car.
And then
but-
you can move on to the medieval blacksmith,
Yep.
the
Oh,
light kit.
Yep.
see, I want to get some of those too. So, by the way, the haunted house. I checked online. So you know how I said when I first went in store, I swear it was $200.
Nice spaceship.
Yeah.
Basically.
When I first went into the store, it was like $200, I swear. And then when I went in around Christmas, the tag under it said 300, and I was like, "What the heck?" I checked online the other day, and now it says 250.
Oh,
So I'm like, I don't know what's going
They're
on with
changing
this
the price.
set, but
Interesting.
I still want it though. It looks really cool. I think I'm gonna get that as my next like
Did you
big
see
set.
if there was a light kit for it?
Oh, I'm sure there is. I think
Okay.
I think I saw it when we were looking. I think we saw it on that one site. But
I have two more pieces, but you can go ahead.
no, you're fine. I'm just organizing.
Well, I think this is probably a good part to go ahead and stop and all that. So,
Thanks for joining.
yep.
yeah,
Yes. So we will. So we do this the first Saturday of every month.
Yep.
I think next month's is a Gundam stream.
For our activity.
Is that-
Let
rotate,
me.
I think we were doing like every other stream we would do Gundam and then some other activity.
I know that I changed it at one point to April Gundam. Yes,
Mhm.
it's May that is a board game.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
that's right. We did have one of those.
We'll have to figure out how we're gonna.
Yeah,
I
do
think-
like a top-down
I think
camera.
the how will be easy. Like that can even that
Mhm.
tripod can flip over and hold down. But the thing is what we're playing,
Yeah.
and do we know the rules?
So yeah, I guess for updates next month, we'll have some interesting stuff to show. We can show our AI playback stuff. We'll have probably the gray box build for Khan to show off. So, and we will be pushing another build update next month because there's actually some more features we'll have. There. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you all for joining us. If you do not have Konsui Fighter, please find us in the Amazon. Well, the
Yeah.
Android, the Android Play or Google Play Store.
Oh.
Otherwise, follow us on our channels. We have Twitch for Konsui Fighter. We have a Facebook Konsui Fighter. But yep, that's
Logan's
pretty.
been streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I said that earlier. I'm.
yeah,
Mhm.
he
Cat-
did his plug.
Yep, I have this thing that. Oh, never mind. You can't see it. It says CADGuard on it. Though. But
Just take my word for it.
right. But anyways,
But don't
thank
take
you all
my
for
word
joining.
Yep.
And I hope you guys all have a fantastic
Great
month.
rest of your
Yeah.
weekend.
And we will see you in a month.
Bye.
Bye.